guys. Oh, I'm so happy to be going live. This is so beautiful. There's been so much happening in my life as it's meant to, you know? So today I pretty much just wanted to, I guess, be real with you guys and talk about the path in which I've walked, what I've seen for myself when working with spirits, and as well just let's go a little bit into the community, what magic is as a whole, because I think that people really don't understand magic for what it is, right? Because a lot of the times we'll be working with these beings, right? And I'll give it a few minutes for people to get into chat. I'm gonna do a dragon breath. Let's do a dragon breath. Build up our chi. So here we are getting into dragon breaths. That's cool. As I was doing some breath work, we got 4 people in the chat. What's up, you guys? Let's see who's here. We got Dirty Filthy Money. I love you, bro. The gnosis you have led us to will never impart from our spirit. Bro, thank you for what you said. I'm really grateful for what you said, Dirty Filthy Money. No, I owe you a consultation, or we will do a consultation soon. No, I haven't forgot that. I just haven't had as much. I hit the button. I hit the like button for Dragon Breath. Oh, that's dope. Yeah, let's get into let's do, if you guys want to do a few rounds, we can let's talk a little bit about magic and sorcery, and then we'll do one Dragon Breath, talk a little bit about magic and sorcery, and then we'll do a few while we're in the live. What's up, Alex P? What's up, fam? Thank you for supporting. Thank you for the likes, guys. Thank you for the love. On the path to source, things are always getting better. That's beautiful. Yeah, exactly. Actually, let's start off with talking a little bit about source and what source is. And then we're going to go from source to the dragons, and then we could even say Lucifer, Hecate, Belial, and working with these beings. So I'm going to do a dragon breath first. Hey, what's up, Super G? Oh, what's up, fam? Dude, it's been a while since I've seen you. Glad you could be here for this live. That's beautiful. We got a few familiar faces in the chat. Also, thank you, Tamara, for modding, and thank you for being here, my love. Much love, Dirty Filthy Money, everything going well. That's beautiful. We got a lot of love in the chat. So let's do a dragon breath for just a moment. We got Ryan Medlock. What's up, fam? Ryan, I was just viewing your channel, and I saw you went from like a few videos to a whole bunch of content, some chant videos, and I just want to say keep up with the good work. What you're doing is beautiful, man. That's beautiful content. Shout out to you, Ryan. Okay, let's do some dragon breaths to start the day off. So this is how you do it in a sense. I'll do a few just to like teach you guys. Belial really loves when you do this to clear your breath. He kind of like showed me to do it, and then I watched an Indigo Priestess video, and then I started to notice that she was doing the dragon breath during the video as well. I've seen a few other channels that work with Belial that also do dragon breaths. So in, out, in, out. You're trying to push out your stomach when you using your muscles. Like some people actually can't do this in the beginning. I couldn't do this when my MMA coach was teaching me how to do these. But okay, so you breathe in, out your nose as well. And then start to do it fast. Really get into the movement and the rhythm. Now fully out. Hold it. That's what's up, you guys. This is powerful. That's beautiful work. Okay, so let's get a little bit into source. Okay, so what's source? What is the foundation of source? When we think of source, source is what created everything. Source is what created the all. You know, they say the mind is all and the universe is mental, right? When we think of these hermetic axioms, these hermetic principles, we can even say that when we put all these together, mixed with the other universal laws, because I've seen lists from 13 universal laws to 30 universal laws. What's up, city? What's up, fam? And the thing is, when we could put all these universal laws together, right? Because I've seen a list of 13 and then 30. In the list of 13, they have the law of Bodhisattva, which is in a sense the law of compassion, right? So when we're understanding the right hand and the left hand path, compassion doesn't always have to be for another being, right? Some of us are always loving other people, but for some reason, we can't love ourselves, right? So when the law of Bodhisattva is put into effect, or the law of compassion, we can always be giving love to other people. But if you're not giving love to yourself, you're not generating love. You're not generating energy, frequencies, or vibration. The strongest frequency that leads us into ascension is love. And it's not always like everyone wants to look at the right hand pathway of viewing it, where it's like, oh, love your neighbor, love everybody else. Hey, what's up, Wise Soul Wisdom? Good day, all. I love when you say that. Okay, that's so beautiful. But the thing is, a lot of people it's easy to have compassion for other people, but it's not always easy to have compassion for ourselves. So we must embrace love. We must embrace this divine energy for ourselves and start to love ourselves. Now, a lot of people might say that this is, oh, you're being narcissistic. Oh, you're only loving yourself. Ooh, things like that. But the thing is, you truly, if you want to ascend, if you want to evolve, you have to take advantage of this reality for what it provides. Through loving yourself, you will start to gain levels. If you're always giving love to other people, but never yourself, you're not following this law of compassion. You must have compassion for yourself in order to rise and ascend. Okay, so on the right hand path, it's about giving energy to others. It's always giving, giving, giving. Self-love is the vehicle to all love, Dirty Filthy Money says. Yes, that's very good what you said. Because when we start to, and guys, feel free to ask questions and stuff like that. Just know that if you do ask a super chat, because I believe I do have that unlocked. Let me know if that is there or if it's not. Ask a super chat. I'm also doing tarot card readings via the live stream. If you did want to get a tarot card reading, 99, and once you donate that, then I would just pull my cards out and do the reading for you guys. So on the left hand path, though, think about love. It's love for yourself. It's doing things to glorify yourself, to love yourself, to feel abundant within your own being, right? And the thing is, for myself, I used to always give energy to people. Give free energy. Do free tarot card readings, do free workings, do everything, like honestly everything. I was just giving for free because I was just understanding the left hand path, and I was understanding how to work with these beings. In the beginning, I was like you guys, I didn't know how to work with these beings, or I was like, like anybody that's first starting off, right? I didn't know how to work with these beings. But the more that I understood that the left hand path is not so much about doing things for other people just because they work with that deity or just because they work with that being, but it's truly about creating. Oh, okay. I probably didn't um put monetization on this video. Okay. Well, if you either, there's also a PayPal link down below if anybody did want to get a reading. So you can donate via PayPal. My phone will like ping it and stuff like that, and I can do a reading for you on live. It's just a one card draw for now for that. Um, Apologies on that. I should have realized I should have noticed the monetization. So I was always doing free spell work for other people, not realizing that when I was doing this spell work for other people, that it was actually draining me. It was taking time out of my day. I was always giving, I was always expressing, right? So when it comes to the right hand path, people don't realize that right hand path magic is doing magic for other people. So you could even say that me coming on this live stream and teaching you guys, that's right hand path magic. But when I choose to do spell work for money, for gain, right? Because I'm receiving something in the end, I'm getting compensated. That's left hand path magic because I'm doing something for internal gain, but I'm also doing gain for other people. Okay, cool. So Alex P actually donated 19.99, so I will do a tarot card reading for you. Let me get my cards 1 second. I as well I really appreciate that. Thank you for your donation in a sense, and thank you for supporting the channel. 1 sec. Okay. Hey Alex, let me know. Do you want the Thoth deck? Here, 1 second. Let me know just via the comments. Do you want Thoth? I have two different forms of decks. I have the Santa Muerta deck, Santissima deck, and then I also have the Thoth deck. It's all your personal preference, which you would like. Just say Thoth or Santa, Thoth or Skull deck, I guess you could say if you're not used to Santa Muerta's name. But let me know which one you would like. Thoth is cool. Okay, perfect. And then I do keep a few cards in my pocket, so let me add that to the deck. And then give me a number of how many times you would like for me to shuffle the deck. And then I will shuffle it that many times so that it's sinking in your intention into the deck. For we are doing a reading for Alex Pahorley. Then just give me a number of times you would like me to shuffle it. There's, I believe, 78 cards in the deck. Okay, 3 times. Okay, perfect. That's a good number. I always go like the high-end numbers. But it's whatever comes to your mind that's the most beneficial. Oh my gosh, I love Santa Marta so much. Okay. Okay, Alex Poorly, what is coming into your life? Okay, this kind of just came out first, so I will pull two cards. This came out first. I do need to shuffle it one more time. Okay, this is actually pretty this is pretty intense actually. This is pretty epic. So, I'm pulling two cards just because I felt intuitively led to it. So your first card was the change card. So what I can feel right now is that there's a lot of change going on for you. As you are one of my clients, I do know that you are. For myself, I know that you have hired rituals by me, and these rituals will definitely cause a lot of change. You already told me that you're feeling and not to convey too much or about what was already hired and stuff like that, but to add to this, you're going through a lot of mental change. You were telling me, like, you already felt like your mind was changing. You haven't seen as much in your physical life, and that's actually exactly how it's supposed to be in the beginning. So, since you're going through this immense change at the moment, first embrace that of the mental, because the mental is the deprogramming of your mind. And the thing is, I actually look at this as one of the best cards you could have pulled, because this card to me, if I was to put a deity to it, would be King Paimon. So here I actually have his sigil right here. So this is King Paimon's sigil. And the thing is, a lot of people see him and know him as a king. So if we do look at the crown on this surface, so at the moment, your mindset is shifting. Also, King Paimon is a patron of psychologists, philosophers, artists, and he's someone that can actually help you to dissolve or remove, not exactly like Ganesh, like removing obstacles, but King Paimon is mostly known for removing mental blockages within your life. And the thing is, a lot of people don't really understand when it comes to manifesting, you must embrace the removal or the dissolution of your ego, right? You must dissolve your ego. And from dissolving your ego, what this allows you to do is to remove lack, doubt, limitations along the path. So by embracing the change that is coming into your life, right? And if we actually look at this, it's the infinity as well. You're actually bringing yourself into an infinite spectrum of potential and ability, whereas you might have came from a less magical path, right? Maybe you were someone that just meditated or you studied different disciplines. Now that your life is changing and you are shifting, you are evolving into a new being, it's about embracing this change. It's about embracing this evolution that is coming into your life, and with that, becoming who you are meant to. And if we also look at this card, it has the Jupiter sigil or seal. So this also means that a lot of expansion is taking place in your life at the moment. So if I were you, what I would start to do is prepare for that expansion. Already start to feel as if you have what is needed. Don't dictate to your reality anything, but instead allow the change to come to you. I do have a video coming out soon on message from the universe. And I think that this would be a very beneficial video for you as well, because it does talk a lot about change and talks about a lot about receptivity to the path. So during this period of transition, during this period of change, it's truly about being receptive to what is coming into your life. The more that you don't think, the more that you don't like try to logically analyze and be like, well, it's supposed to go this way. I do this every day, so this happens to that and that happens to this. And it's not about making the logical connections, but instead being receptive to what is coming into your life, and then through that, allowing it to flow, right? And then when you can sink into that flow of, you could say source, you could say deities, whoever you might be working with at the moment, allow that current to flow through you and embrace it. Don't be resistant. A lot of people, when new things are coming into their life, they want to be stagnant, they want to be resistant, but it's that resistance that is going to lead to your downfall, you could say. The more resistant you are to the change, which I don't feel that you're being resistant at all, but I'm just saying in general, the more resistant someone is to the change that's going on in their mind, this is what creates, you could say, cognitive dissonance. That's what it's known as in psychology. So, cognitive dissonance is when you want new things to come into your life, but you keep doing the same thing, right? So, a lot of people do that, not know. And again, I don't, from this card, I don't feel that you are. Actually, I feel that you are embracing the change fully. So, the thing is, at the moment, the way that you could say that the way that you could completely obliterate any cognitive dissonance is just doing new things. Maybe you go to the gym only in the morning, or only in the morning, right? Start going to the gym at night. Maybe go to the gym 2 times a day, right? And then this will start to alter your patterns. And then from altering your patterns, you start to see the things in which you need to do more and more. So it's about allowing new things to come into your life. Maybe start going for walks or start going to the coffee shop. And then it's in those moments that you're doing new things that newness will come into your life, that change will occur. But I can feel that you are riding the wave most beneficially. So it's in the same way that also I thought this was highly synchronistic. And I do have to say that to me, this card for not face value, but this card in general is Hecate's card. So I actually feel that Hecate is heavily calling out to you and wants to work with you. I believe, or from what I can understand right now, is that she sees you, or she deems you worthy as an initiate. So if you do wish to continue working with Hecate, because I've also sent her energies into your on behalf of the other beings in which you have asked me to, and Hecate definitely tagged along. Hecate is seen as Heka within the Egyptian pantheon. She is magic itself. So if you do truly want to understand magic for not how we perceive it as humans, but magic at its pure potential, so if you can see her in this image, right, which this is the Queen of Discs, so it makes sense as Hecate is the Queen of heavens, hell, and as well the earth. So we can even look at her in the association with the Atlantean trident, whereas she is the Queen of hell. Lucifer is the Queen, I'm so sorry, the heavens, and then Belial is the earth. So when all of these beings are together, this is what we, because Hecate is the one that gave birth to them in a sense. This is what we can actually see from her as an energy. So if you wish to master what you're working on or your magic, Hecate is a very beneficial being to work with. So Queen of Discs. Also on top of this card, when we start to just look at it, she has a scepter. She has a scepter of power, right, which shows her position. So you're someone that's entering into your power by embracing your magic, right? Because you've really I don't know exactly how long you've been on the journey, right? But it seems as of recently, a lot of things are manifesting for you, and a lot of things are happening at a faster rate. So if we also look at her horns, right? So scepter is power. Horns it can be seen as protection. It can be seen as empowerment. Whenever a being like Lucifer or Belial has horns, the horns actually symbolize their ability to control. And as well, like horns are a psychic form of protection and attack in a sense. Like when you have horns, this means that you're a powerful being psychically, because you're going about the journey of amassing power, gaining power for yourself magically. So then I want to say that the most important part of this card is that when you see where she's looking, she's not looking at you, but she's looking more towards the path, right? We see this line right here as the path moving out into the distance. So this is confirmation that you are walking your path and that you are actually guided by the Queen of Hell herself. You are guided by Hecate. So for myself, in the beginning, I didn't know your connection to Hecate, but I felt it was like the other beings that I helped you, or um as you've hired a service from me, this was one of the beings that mainly really stood out to me. And I'm not even sure that you exactly knew your connection to her in the beginning. It's a lot like me. I actually didn't know how beneficial Hecate was, not just as a goddess, but truly as a as a cosmic ruler. She holds much power over this world and over this realm, along with the celestial realms, because she was born as a Titan. But at the same time, she gained rank within the infernal divine, within the hell realms, because of how powerful she is as a being. So with this channeling, with this card, I want to say that Hecate is with you, and she's actually guiding you along the path. So I would most definitely connect to her and talk to her. And if you want to learn magic in any way, Hecate will be the one that can fully bestow upon you the understanding of magic and how to do it yourself. Let me feel if there's anything else coming through. She is with you. She is empowering you. You are abundant. You are wealthy. You are on the right path. Continue to follow your journey. Continue to become who you are. Do not fear the path, but instead understand it. Understand the path. And through understanding the path, you will know who you are. A lot of the times when we are in the dark knowing ourselves, we fear. But it's not about fearing the unknown. It's actually about going full. And from that system, right? Which just can mean auto integration. Fully go into yourself. A lot of us are afraid of ourselves. We're afraid of stepping into our power. But it's because we are afraid of our power, we're not manifesting. If you have no power, well, you have power, but maybe you're not stepping into it. It's because you're not stepping into it that you might not be getting all the results that you want. But from doing shadow work and going within to your shadow, this is what will help you to amass power that you can then use on your path in becoming your greatest version. Wisdom follows power. Knowledge follows power. The more power that you have, the more willing, or the more that these beings will listen to you, right? The more that they're able to help you to achieve. So step into your shadow, embrace shadow work, and from that amass your power. That is from the Queen of Hell herself. And then as well, we have a goat right here. So as well, a being that I felt also drawn to you was Azazel. I would recommend looking into his essence and energy. He is under the witch goddess herself. Hecate gave birth to the Watchers. So I would embrace working with her, and as well dragon magic if you haven't thought of doing that before. So that is your reading, Alex Pohorally. I hope that was recepted well. Thank you. That was beautiful. It's been amazing to work with you. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Alex. Oh, thank you, fam. Thank you for as well the donation. I am doing tarot card readings via donation on PayPal. I do have the YouTube button. I just didn't put it up. I kind of forgot. So let me see who else is here. That was a beautiful. I really vibed with that. I really felt that. That was a lot of love coming from Hecate. No, Hecate loves you. As well, chat. No, Hecate. Like, guys, we have a lot of people that work with Hecate in chat as well. Hi, all. It's the 333th day of the year today, by the way. It's the... Oh, thank you for that, Fanati Komdu. What's up, fam? It's the 333rd day of the year today. That's beautiful. That's very synchronistic. Kaizen says King Paimon is excellent for the development of astral senses. He's wise. I love him. Yes, King Paimon is a teacher spirit, a teacher daemon. He can teach you a lot about magic, psychic abilities, clairvoyance, divination, spell work, ritual. Reading seems to fit with Indigo Priestess recent vid. A lot of people going through changes, myself included. Yes, I actually didn't get to see her most recent video released a few hours today. I definitely recommend that you guys go check out Indigo Priestess's video. There's a lot happening right now. There's a huge shift occurring, and I've felt this for months. I felt this for months, but it wasn't until like these past like probably this past week that I like the shift has like quantumly imposed on us. So everybody that is embracing magic and walking this path are, let's be real, our lives are being destroyed right now. Our lives are being destroyed. What you perceived yourself to be is no longer. Right now, you must step into your truth. You must step into your awareness. You must step into your greatest version. Because if not, everything will be stripped away as accordingly to show you who you are. I've actually been going through a lot of change myself. I've changed a few different places at the moment, shifting into the right place. And that as I went through this change, it was actually funny because for myself, I was even thrown out onto the street at some point because the house that I was supposed to, or the accommodations that were meant for me took longer than I thought to come into fruition as a manifestation because I already had that, but the lady was going through her own disease. She had her own things that she was dealing with, and then it took a while on her part. But it was while I was just pretty much on the street that I actually realized who I was. The thing is, it's funny when we have all this comfort, when we have all these things around us distracting us, right? Even our phone, TV, food. When you're living in comfort, you're not living in a real reality. You're not embracing your truths. When you have all these things provided for you, or you continue to indulge and spend, the thing is, life will strip all of that away from you, not not because it's trying to just take things away from you. It's like maybe you had an maybe you had a girlfriend that broke up with you, or maybe you guys broke up. The change was needed. Maybe into a new place soon. The change was needed. You can't be who you were if you were living in a place that does not cater towards your circumstances, towards your growth. If your circumstances don't cater towards your growth, then you're not growing. You need to embrace this change and allow this change to occur so that you can become your greatest version. It's not in comfort that we thrive, but when we're thrown to the wolves, as some would say. Yes, as Kaizen says, pertaining to what I said, Kaizen said, not conductive to your potential, right? This stagnant energy, this. Okay. Okay, I'm back, you guys. Apologies on that. Let me know who's still here. Okay, cool. Hey, what's up, you guys? Apologies on that. My phone died. Hey, what's up, City? Yeah, I'll just hold it. Oh, hey, Tamara. Hey, babe. Okay, cool. Glad you guys are back. So I was pretty much just getting into it. It's about embracing discipline within the self, right? When we are disciplined to prepare ourselves for the change that is happening, right? When you can change and evolve even when you're outs even when your outside circumstances don't seem to be changing, this is actually how you can take advantage of yourself, advantage of the circumstances, and start to quantumly evolve. So the thing is, for myself, before I moved, I did a whole bunch of spell work. I did a whole bunch of divination. I did a whole bunch of rituals to empower myself. And then I also started to focus on manifestation at its core. I started to deprogram my mind. I started to stop. I started to stop catering to the negative emotions, thoughts, and feelings. Hey, what's up, magical magician? What's up, fam? And the more that I chose to, like, we're always going to want to go back to our old self, right? A part of us always wants to go back to the comfort. When the thing is, that's why these deities strip that away. If you're someone that is working within the Qliphoth, if you're someone that has truly went about and embraced these trials and these challenges, then you know what I mean. Because the Qliphoth is no joke. The Qliphoth is nothing to mess with, nothing to fuck around with, right? The Qliphoth is real. If anything, the Qliphoth is truly there to test you and to see the potential of who you are. Will you thrive or will you die? Will you choose to evolve? Because there's a lot of people that go about this path and they fall to their depression. They fall to their mental illness. They fall to their anxieties, their worries, their pain. The Qliphoth will keep turning that up like a dial until it gets to the point where you can't withstand it, whether it be internally or externally. Because I remember when I was going through the Qliphoth myself, right, when I was in the middle of my challenges and in the middle of the most heavy mental trials that I've ever been through. Because the thing is, I can stand here today. I'm sitting. I can sit here today and say that it was easy to say that, oh, I got out alive, at least I got out alive. But the thing is, in the middle of it, in the middle of your trials within the Qliphoth, you don't feel that way. You feel like you want to die. You feel like you're dying, especially when you're crossing the abyss. You feel like you are dying. Death is happening all within you and all around you, right? Because as within, so without. So all these mental trials that I was going through wasn't just testing my psyche, it was also testing my external reality, right? So if let's look at it like this. At some point I was pushed to the brink mentally. You could say psychically in a sense, and I felt so detrimental within myself. I felt like so much was going on that, I mean, I already passed the feeling of like, wanting to wanting to delete myself, right? I already felt that heavily in high school. And the thing is, I almost did it a few times. But then when I got into the Qliphoth, I realized that I have to be a warrior. I have to be cunning. I have to be ambitious. I have to know what the fuck I want. And the thing is, nobody had the answers for me. Like, if anything, I hope that this can be a video to empower you guys, to inform you on what is to come throughout your journeys. Because I'm someone that has already went through a mass amounts of this effect, you could say, right? Because the Qliphoth is pouring into our world. Well, the Qliphoth is a part of our world. And the more people that initiate and work with the Qliphothic structure, the more that aspect of reality is going to be brought into our reality. There's two different universes in a sense. Universe A, where people are more angelic, right? Where we can look at the Sephirothic tree and what it is. And a lot of people are mostly in the Sephiroth if they haven't been pulled into the Qliphoth in some way via music, video games, drugs, sexual encounters with a Lilith, right? because that's how I was initiated within myself. I had a sexual encounter with a chick that was possessed by, I didn't know she was possessed, but she was possessed by demons. And I remember like we'd literally go to the park and we'd talk, and then she'd out of nowhere just say like, "Oh, I'm this Steven. And I could see like she was there, but she wasn't there, if you know what I mean. Which for myself, this just showed that early on in my journey, there was these spirits already around me wanting to initiate me in some way, and they used something that I really wanted to initiate me. And it was funny because that this girl, I remember I really liked her in middle school for 2 years, and and we were friends in middle school, but I never, got the courage to ask her out. But then in high school, the first year of high school, we just started dating out of pretty much nowhere. I was a shy individual, and I noticed that these spirits connected us. That what I you know who you're meant to be with when it comes to a lover, right? Because everybody's just dating frivolously, like, oh, I met this girl on Tinder, scroll, 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 date, scroll, 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 date, scroll, 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 date. It's like, bro, how many chicks have you dated this past year? Let me check my Tinder. I don't know, like 20. It's like people will frivolously just throw themselves at people because they're hot, because they're I don't even know in a sense. But the thing is, you need to find a lover based off someone that you vibe with. I feel that if you're connected to your spirit guides, truly go to your spirit guides and ask, is this a woman that's meant for me? And they will tell you yes or no. I do have some clients that have actually asked me for advice in this way, and that's usually the advice that I give them. Do your deities approve of your lover? And then sometimes they'll literally ask in that moment, and then they'll say like no, and then they'll be like, but I want to, but I want. And the thing is, the deity might say no because they can look and tune into that relationship to see whether they're beneficial or not. What I recommend is that you guys actually choose a spiritual lover, a spiritual counterpart. What we want at the end of the day is love. That's truly what we want at the end of the day. So if you work with deities that love you, wait, um, I don't think I'm able to see this whole question. Why so facts deities will so facts deities will help you choose and sometimes offer retribution. Oh wait, what do you mean by retribution? But so it's truly about choosing the love or the relationships that are meant for you in your life, right? So if you've been stripped away of a lover, don't go back to the same person. Like don't well one don't yeah, don't go back to the same person. Don't go back to your exes. As Water Alchemist said, shout out to Water Alchemist, your ex is your hex. Your ex is your hex. It is your curse. If you go back to your ex, you're gonna fall back in levels. Right now, I'm trying to teach you guys how to go up in levels. So if you want to go up in levels at a faster rate, find someone that's walking the same path as you, um, which you will be aligned in a sense. You'll be aligned to this person. Like they will wreck your ex's life if they are trying to be fucking with your spirit. Yeah, most definitely though. Sometimes actually the deity might just ruin your life a little bit. Like just kind of like shake you up a little bit to realize like, hey, this person's not meant for you. So don't always trust that just because another individual doesn't want to help you and isn't there for you, sometimes the deities will use them as a catalyst for your ascension, for your growth, right? Because the thing is, the deities aren't always going to help you in the way that you want it, they're going to help you in the way that you need it. I'm gonna continue, and then I'll read a little bit of your guys' comments. So today, I also do want to talk about my path and my foundation on how I started to even work with the nine demonic gatekeepers, right? And this is a term that was brought up a long time ago that was used a whole bunch. And it was under a certain name, a certain individual started that initiatory working and then brought it to the light. And I'm not naming names. And then they fell heavy because they were very egotistical in their workings with these beings. But the thing is, what was very beneficial when working with these gatekeepers, when working with the infernal divine, I learned a lot from watching that person. And then I also saw them fail right in front of my eyes. And the thing is, when they failed, this is what showed me that a lot of us right now are being called to work with these beings because we are pure of heart, because we are pure of intention. We know what we want. We're not here to, and again, I'm not trying to name names. I hope that you guys understand who I'm talking about because this individual failed his crossing of the abyss. Again, I'm not naming names. But if you follow that person, then you will too also lead to that same demise. So in the beginning, this was the only person working with Azazel for me. Like, right? So one of the first beings that I worked with was Lord Azazel, Azazel. And as I was working with Azazel, I started to just type things on YouTube. I was trying to find out how to work with these beings, how to work with these spirits, because I was a neophyte. I was unlearned. I worked a little bit with the Egyptian pantheon. I worked with Thoth. And also Thoth led me to the gatekeepers. Thoth led me to Lucifer. So, hey, what's up, Philip number 12? Or I'm so sorry, you rebranded. Philip number 11 and 12. I like that, dude. I really like that. What's up, fam? Oh, I've been doing good. I've been feeling beautiful, man. I've been feeling beautiful. Also, what you said last time about me and Tamara appearing in your dreams, we really started to think about that. And I just want, because I get this, because I have a chance to talk to you. And the thing is, Tamara told me she watched a video on Black Witch Coven or something like that, and someone said that the lady from Black Witch Coven defended them or protected them in their dream, and then her response was that at a certain point, someone will get to a deified state where they're now able to be a patron for other people. So when you said that me and Tamara appeared in your dream, I really reflected on that. I really evaluated that, and I was like, huh, because I'm someone I want to be a patron for people, just like the Patreon, right? The word Patreon. It's actually on my Patreon that's what first made me realize that I could be like a deity for people, not of ego. "Oh, I am a god," like that. No, not of ego, but in the sense that what is a god? What is a deity? There's a lot of people on YouTube that will claim, "I am a god, I'm this powerful being," but what are they doing? What are they showing to you? Right? Because if you can appear in someone's dreams, that shows a form of deification, right? There's an aspect of yourself that is able to astral project not just one double, but appear in many different places at once. This is omnipresence, omnipotence, or omnipresence. Lucifer is a being that is omnipresent. He is able to manifest in all realms. He can talk to me, he can talk to you, he can talk to Philip, he can talk to Weissel, he can talk to Kaizen, he can talk to Lloyd all at once. He can talk to all of us all at once. Dirty Filthy Money as well as Tamara. Who else is here? City, the magical magician, all of Alex. He's able to talk to all of us because he's omnipresent. Now when I do my spiritual workings, I actually don't always just do it for myself. If I know that there's someone in my life that also needs that benefit or that abundance, I will also send a double of myself to them in order to empower them. Or if I know that someone isn't as protected, I'll send a double of myself to protect them. This is actually what you can start to cultivate through your psychic senses, through your astral self, your astral double. The more that you empower your astral double, you are able to do new things, right? We can reach new heights within our ascension. So the thing is, did I know that I could astral project and be in other people's dreams or go into their reality in the beginning? No. But then I started to work with Lucifer. I learned from Lucifer, which actually he brought me to King Paimon. And then from King Paimon, I was brought to Azazel, and then from Azazel I was brought to Belial, and I learned from all these beings different things within myself, within my psyche. I started to open up the dormant aspects of my mind, and I accepted what was coming in. I didn't I wasn't stagnant, right? Because the thing is, a lot of people, when your mind starts to open up, this can be a very, like, I wouldn't call it scary myself, but this can be scary, like a very scary thing in it originally. Because when the dormant aspects of your mind, we only have, like, how much do they say? 10% of our brain, which is a fucking lie. We have more than 10% of our brain awakened. And those that work, and they call it junk DNA. Why? That makes no, you have DNA within yourself. Oh, that's beautiful. We were probably empowering you in that sense then, Philip. If it was getting more vivid, um, that's beautiful, dude. I hope to talk about that more sometime. I hope we get to talk soon. But the more that you the more that you build up your energy, the more that you build up your power, right? Through breath work, meditation, invocation, evocation, you're actually starting to unlock the dormant aspects of your mind. You are starting to awaken and bring online your DNA. What's up, Dragon Man? What's up, fam? We're talking about the dragon science right now. This is what these beings teach. They teach you how to awaken your DNA and unlock the dormant aspects of yourself. And if I may, this is also what's leading to a revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is first within yourself. And then the more that all of us start to become empowered, we start to rise up, right? Through the guidance of these beings. That's what will create or initiate humanity to go through this revolution of consciousness, or you could even say evolution of consciousness, because we're getting to a tipping point where enough people are working with these beings, are working with the infernal divine, or are working magic in general to the point that it's going to tip the scale. And then you're going to see all this change occur almost overnight, almost overnight. And the more that people choose to evolve, or you could say get with the program, and I'm not saying you have to, oh, do I have to make a pact with the demon king? Are you saying I have to make a pact with the demon king, and if I don't, then I'm just fucked? It's like, no, but you can always embrace your evolution and start to work with these spirits, and then from working with these spirits, you will start to evolve at a faster rate. Why do you work with Lucifer? Why? Okay, so say what you work with, you become. If I work under the trash man, I learn how to throw trash out. If I work at GameStop, I learn how to sell games. If I work with Lucifer, I learn ascension, magic, evolution, becoming my greatest version, right? So why wouldn't you choose to embrace your evolution with these beings? Humanity told us Lucifer's bad. Don't listen to Lucifer. Demons are bad. Don't listen to Ooh, they're gonna lie to you. And then you actually invoke You actually invoke these beings yourself and then you talk to them. I can understand why people used to perceive these beings as lying to them, such as a Christian magician. If a Christian magician asks Lucifer who created the universe, and Lucifer says, well, when you think about the universe, it was created by many beings. And then he lists the beings that created it. A Christian magician with programming is going to be like, no, that's lying. He's lying to me. Those are lies. But the thing is, was it a lie or was it a truth that you weren't accepting? Who created the physical body? Right? If a Christian magician asked who created the physical body, they might perceive it as, oh, of course Jehovah did, oh, of course God did, or something like that. But that's just a blatant programming. That's blatant, yeah, just programmings that they've been installed with. So when you work with these beings such as Lucifer or Azazel or Satan, even Thoth, the Egyptian pantheon, they'll start to reprogram and reformat your mind so that you will start to understand these universal truths and become who you're meant to, right? So the more that you embrace this path, the more that you embrace this journey, you will become who you're meant to. Don't let the limitations, the lack, the doubt, the fear destroy you before you even get to your highest potential. Here, actually, one second. I can actually vouch for, just seeing what time it is. Okay, cool. I can actually vouch for these beings. And actually, next, I want to talk about my journeys and my trials with the demonic gatekeepers, as well as Lucifer being my main guiding spirit and was the first one to initiate me through this process that also took me through the cliff off. So if you guys do want to hear this, please leave a like. Please do subscribe. I'm going to read some of your guys' questions before I go into that. Okay, have you ever worked with Yeshua? Yeah, I have worked with Yeshua, or you call him Jesus, right? The word Jesus means Hail Zeus. So in a sense, that's an egregoric figure. You can work with it, but I've noticed that when people work with Yeshua or Jesus, that their life actually gets a lot worse. Like I've noticed their life gets a lot worse because it is an egregore. But if you actually ask Yeshua or Jesus what his shadow is, you will get a very, very funny answer from that. I'm not going to tell you. I want you to maybe try it yourself. Ask Jesus what his shadow is, and you will be shown it. All I have to say is that even Yeshua or Jesus said, I am the morning star. What is another deity that said, I am the morning star? Or he's known as the morning star? Lucifer. So, okay. That's good. You love the topic. That's dope. Okay, City says, I've been thinking about it too, about what could make you God. Like, there was a animal that talked about God being real because of the amount of people put positive thoughts into believing. I have been thinking about it too. Anime. I'm so sorry. Anime that talked about God being real because of the amount of people put positive thoughts into believing. Yeah, you could even say that if you wanted to be a deity, the more energy that you accumulate, you'll be able to do things. So, I mean, I guess that's where worship comes from. Worship, right? Ancestor worship. So yeah, the more amount of people that like love you, if you do look at a celebrity, we really do deify celebrities. If someone's good at music, or if someone's good at art, or if they're an influencer, we always do uplift them or bring them into the deified role, and we literally deify them. If you look at like famous guitarists or musicians, they almost have like a pick of any woman they want when you think about it, right? Like it's like we're almost like women will throw themselves at them, and it's like it's weird how people almost become possessed to just love these people that we elevate. That's why we call them stars. Thank you, Weisel. Thank you for that. That's why we call them stars. That's so true. Weisel, you also said you started with the same person. I'm assuming that's what I was talking about earlier with the nine demonic gatekeepers working. Four Cats Tarot. What's up, fam? What's up, fam? I saw your comment. I also responded to that. I hope you're having a beautiful day, fam. Especially on your challenges and your journeys. We're talking about the Cliff Auth at the moment. Super G, what book would you recommend to learn the path of the Cliff Auth? Oh my gosh. Okay, so if I was to recommend a book at the moment, okay, so if I was to recommend a book at the moment for the Cliff Auth or Cliff Authic workings, I wouldn't recommend. Okay, let's go with what I wouldn't recommend at the moment. I don't. I wouldn't recommend Asenath Mason's stuff. Because of what I've learned about her and her ejection from the primal craft. I would not recommend using any of EA Coetting's stuff. Don't use. I wouldn't recommend Asenath Mason stuff, and I would not recommend EA Coetting's stuff. The thing is, it can be very tempting to work with those workings, but when you can look at where they got that from, a lot of the like, don't use Temple of Ascending Flame. A lot of Temple of Ascending Flame's project was stripped away and actually just taken from Primal Craft. It was just taken from Primal Craft. So, and I learned this on my own and just talking to people. So if I was to give you a book recommendation, I would say get Queen of Hell, um, by Mark Allen Smith. I find this a very I don't try to push his book. Like, I'm not trying to push it on people, but the thing is, from my understanding, pure source material when it comes to working with Hecate, when it comes to working with the Atlantean gods, and when it comes to path working the Cliff Auth. Just having that book as a totem to the Queen of Hell herself, and at the same time it teaches. I don't have it at the moment. It's at a friend's house. I had to leave some stuff at a friend's house, but if I had it, I would show you guys. But what is it? So it actually teaches you in depthly how to pathwork the Cliff Auth. So even if you aren't going to do the primal craft workings, because it is very severe. It takes you to the core of magic itself through the witch goddess herself. And I'm actually doing my path working with the Queen of Hell sometime within this next coming year. I've only waited because I need certain equipment and I need certain supplies. Other than that, I can't wait till I get a pathwork this. He even told me that Cliffothic users will already be very like well versed in what the primal craft has for them. But as for a book, if I could recommend it, Queen of Hell by Mark Allen Smith is source material. That is definitely source material that you can use to push yourself further. Yeah, it's all very expensive at the same time. I don't really care about the price. I just care more about, you do need to have, like, I've been moving around a lot lately, and you need to have a foundation of where you're staying. And he says that you have to like hang up something on your door and you have to have things on your wall, I believe. So I just want to make sure I'm in a place for at least a good 2 years. Um, yeah, so I want to make sure I'm in a good place before I go into that. Yeah, that's why I haven't. Bro, I feel you on that. I love mass books. What's mass? Oh, Mark Allen Smith. Okay, Mark Allen Smith. I have the money. I just can't find it. Oh, okay, Lloyd. Actually, I'll send you a link. I believe I know a few stores that carry it at the moment, and I'll help you out with that. Um, okay, yes. Weisel Wisdom. Good info books on the Cliff Auth. Um, is Night Side of Eden by Kenneth Grant. So yeah, that's of these people. Like take what you feel is source and what you feel will be beneficial. But when it does come to the cliff off, if you do want to finish the cliff off, you do have to go through the tunnels of Set. You have to go through the cliff off, and then as well the tunnels of Set. The tunnels of Set, if you guys do not know what that is, you are you are going to be steamrolled in these dimensions and in these realms, because you must understand the nature of the cliff off before entering into it if you're not already dumped into the cliff off. Because when you are in the hell realms, when you are dumped into the tunnels of Set, there's a lot of beings within the tunnels that can kill you, that can make you go insane, right? I actually had a client that Lucifer led to me. How do you do the path working? Because I path. AJ, what's up, fam? Ask me more in depth what your question is. Path working the cliff off, is that what you're talking about? Or path working the Goetia more in depth? So Lucifer led a client to me in order to help him, because he was actually about to work with a tunnel of Set deity. He told me the name of a spirit, and I was like, I don't I don't remember that spirit. And then I went to go look it up, and it was very high ranking in the tunnels of Set. And I was like, yeah, don't. I asked him if he embraced vampirism or this transmutation that you do need in order to thrive within the hell realms. It is very beneficial to be a Clifothic initiate, and most importantly, to be a vampire and as well embrace the black flame. So he wanted to work with this being because being said that it gave him mass amounts of intelligence. He read. Okay, cool. Link the book, AJ. That's okay to link that. So when he realized how much it could give him, he didn't know that the tunnels of Set also takes away things if you are not evolved in that way. So you must understand the nature of the system in order to better walk that system. So the tunnels of Set can kill you and drive you insane if you are not a vampire or you don't understand how to transmute these energies. So that's why Lucifer led him to me before he made a detrimental mistake walking this path. And it's from Lucifer guiding people to me that's why I've stepped into this role. I hope you guys can hear me okay, because I do have the okay. Actually, I'm just going to hold this. That's why I stepped into the role as a guide, a teacher, and a mentor, because this is what Lucifer asked of me. This is what King Paimon has. Okay, cool. This is what King Paimon has asked of me. They've asked me to teach and to come forward with my gnosis. And that's why I do have my consultation service, as well as my rituals. Depending on who you are, I can empower you, I can transmute your energy so that you will have more success within the hell realms and as well embracing your life. So with that, I also want to say that I am doing a Patreon ritual tomorrow morning to empower those that are the top tier patrons. Or to do an empowerment service for the top tier patrons. I've also been releasing a lot more content. I've been releasing a lot more articles. I have some videos that I will be uploading as well. It takes time for me to upload at the moment. And so I'll actually go into what my Patreon ritual entails for those of you that either don't have it, or even those of you that would actually just like to understand and know what I'm able to provide for the community. And then after that, I will be going into my journeys. After I talk about my Patreon and my services, I will be talking about my journeys within the Cliffoth, within the Hell Realm. I'm going to my YouTube channel, this, whether it be a tarot card reading for someone. Also, if you guys want a tarot card reading, the info is down below. Hey, thank you for the love, Ryan. Thank you for the love. I love this channel. I love this channel too. Thank you for the love. I am here to guide as well as help. I'm pretty much here as a guide, but as well, my brand is also a business, and that is why I do have services as well. But I am here overall. My videos are to guide you, to empower you, and to help you to understand what is coming forward in this new aeon. Because I've done a lot of magic to bring myself into a new aeon, to bring myself into a new reality. And then from that, I'm expressing to you guys and showing you guys that reality. So, 1 second. Okay, so what is my Patreon? What does my Patreon provide? For those of you that are not initiated in the clip off, what this is going to do is help, because there's two aspects of it. I read your energy when you first subscribe to the Patreon, and then I see, are you a Clifothic initiate or are you a Sephirothic initiate? So now if you're someone that it's in your energetic field to go into the Clifoth at some point, what this ritual does is open the ways in all ways through the Sephiroth and through the Clifoth, aligning you. First, if you're just a Sephirothic user, it'll align you to the tree of life, the light side tree in a sense. And then what that will do is bring the energies and the beings into your life that are needed for you to scale that tree and to go further. The tree of life isn't as hard because it's not, you don't have to open up a shell in order to get into that current and that flow of energy. So how do you work the tree of life? You work the tree of life through working with angels, maybe Mikael, maybe Abaddon, a dark angel. Sly Boix, what's up, fam? You seem new to the chat. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here, fam. So glad you're active. That's what's up. That's what's up. So when you're working the light side tree, you can also use daemons in order to push you further up into the tree. Like Lucifer, Abaddon, Azazel can help you. King Paimon can help you. Belial can help you, especially when it comes to crossing the Sephirothic abyss, right? Because there's an abyss within the Sephiroth, and then there's also an abyss within the Clipoth. Super G asks, can one work both trees? Yes, you can work both trees. I would recommend, if you aren't already in the Clifoth, and okay, so honestly, it's all to someone's persona, it's all to your agenda. If you want to more build an empire, and you just want to go into the dark matter realms and you just want to work with demons and be powerful, at least know what you're getting into. But yeah, you can just work the Clifoth and go into the Hell Realms and then start to amass an empire and gain energy through the dark matter. And you don't even need the Sephiroth. You don't even need the Tree of Life. But the thing is, you're going to go through a lot of challenges through the dark matter, and you're not going to have the Sephirothic energy evading certain influences that might steamroll you, right? So you better hit the ground running if you're going to just straight go into the Clifoth without initiating into the Sephiroth, because you're not going to have the source that you need. You're not going to have the source that you need in order to in order to reach source in a pure light, right? Because the thing is, when it comes to the Clifoth, there's beings that are of dark matter, of the darkness, that are also source in nature. So Belial is source, King Paimon is source, Lilith is source, Lucifer is source. So do you need to work with angels in order to gain amass Sephirothic light? No, you don't need angels in order to amass. Okay, Paul. Oh. Okay, my charger wasn't working. 1 second. 1 sec. Okay, we back. Oh, sorry, I just had to put my charger settings on different. Okay, so I will be, guys, give me 1 second. Yeah, my phone died. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna write some stuff down that I should talk about. Because actually right now I am leaving my magnum opus with you guys. So I'm not gonna keep this on YouTube. So if you are live right now, if you are with me in a sense, I would recommend tuning in, because I'm going to be dropping the mass amount of gems and what you can achieve from this path by embracing source and reaching your highest source potential. So give me one moment. Okay. I'm writing a few things to organize my thoughts. So I like to give a blueprint so I know exactly where to bounce to and where to jump to when it comes to talking about uh, these topics, because there is a lot that it does encapsulate. Also, let me know who's here. I do apologize about my phone um, turning off. And then if you guys could also leave a like, that really helps out with the channel. Also subscribing. Hey, what's up, Weisel? That's beautiful. A lot of this will help you guys within your journey. Oh, I'm so happy Tamara's here too. Okay, it's showing just one person is here. But I'm really happy to see that you guys are still here. What's up, Philip? What's up, Starlight? Oh, I'm just seeing you. And then Kaizen's here as well. But also shout out to my love. Shout out to Mastering Spirit with Tamara. Thank you for all that you do. And also modding. Present here. Okay, okay, guys. This is much needed and very beneficial. Okay. Let me make sure this is standing up correctly. Oh my gosh. Okay, fuck it. Okay, so what I'm going to be talking about in just a few minutes is fate and destiny, the magnum opus, the true will, the Sephiroth and Cliffoth, angels, and as well daemons or the Goetia, unity, source, and giving you an overall foundation on why you would want to walk this path. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for that advice, Weisel. That would be, yeah. There's a lot of times where I'd rather just stand up and do it, but I can't find anything that's at my height or at my level, you could say. So let us do a dragon breath in the moment so that we can clear any stagnant energies and get a pure channeling. So channeling, I want to say that if you want to get better at your channeling ability, it's first through clearing your mind and dissolving your ego, right? So when we do dragon breaths, I actually cannot think other thoughts than focusing on the activity at hand. So when I do this breath work, it allows me to get better and more clear in my channeling. Oh, someone was talking about Santa Muerta? I love Santa Muerta. Okay, so let's do dragon breaths. Again, guys, it's in through your nose, out through your nose. Let's do 30 rounds. Hold it for like a few seconds. Now breathe out. Now breathe in. Now hold that few seconds. Okay, now if you guys really want to go for the gold, it's not about just doing it once. It's about being disciplined. And sometimes you might feel like, I don't want to do it again. But that's when you should do it again, and you should do even more of it. So now we're going to do not 30, but we're going to be doing 60 rounds or 60 seconds. Oh, I'm sorry, 60 breaths. So let's go again. Okay, through the nose, out. Try to also bring your stomach out and bring it in. Out, in, out, in, out, in. Okay, we use the dragon breath in order to cultivate energy. That is from Belial. Everything is achieved, nothing, everything is earned, nothing is given. Everything is earned, everything is achieved, nothing is given. Even the info that I give now, if you are able to understand it, this means that you've been doing the work. This means that you've been following the path. So let me give to you, hey, what's up, Evie Loon? What's up, fam? So let me give to you guys a little bit of a foundation on why you'd even go into the Cliffoth, why you would even work with demons, right? So first, let's talk about a little bit about the Sephiroth. I'll continue and finish that. So when you're working the Sephirothic tree, you can work with Mikael, you can work with Sandalphon, you can work with Gabriel, Metatron. Metatron will get you to the top of the tree in Kether. The reason why you'd want to work with the Sephirothic influence before going into the Cliffoth, if you want to, is that you would start to understand the nature of spirits and how to work with them. Great tip to tap into the herb. Yeah, Super G says it's funny. Just today, the gods were showing this method, but while smoking some green tree, some herb. Great tip to tap into the herb. In a sense, paired to Weisel. Do you mean paired with herb, like breath work and marijuana is very beneficial? I don't really. Yeah, I smoke weed here and there, but I don't really. getting a natural high is the most beneficial thing that you could ever do. I will tell you guys the benefits of marijuana and then also tell you guys the detriments later on. But yeah, weed has definitely helped me throughout my journey. And it did help me in times where I was very down and I would smoke weed and I'd get up to do things. Like I'd smoke weed and I'd make like 3 posts. I could record a whole bunch of videos. I could do so much while on the herb, but it was a give and also a take. Oh, did you quit today or just in general? Hey, what's up, Ryan? Glad to see you back. Is it possible to work both trees simultaneously? Okay, so going as well, tying into Super G's question, because I was already talking about this before the breath work. Um, so kind of listen, and it will I'll most likely answer your question in my answer or what I'm talking about. So, but yes, it is possible to work both trees simultaneously. There's benefits and there's give and take when it comes to this. That's my boy, Wise Soul. That's my boy. So I love what Nathan said. I'm in a similar boat. I was smoking weed pretty often um, before probably the past like month, the past few months. So Weisel says I stopped smoking weed last year, went back to it recently, but was smoking too much. Stopped it today. That's beautiful, dude. Shout out to you. Continue on the path. Do breath work. Breath work will definitely help you. Every time I do breath work, I don't even feel the need to smoke weed. It's funny when the weed monster comes into your mind. No, when the thought to smoke weed comes in your mind, or the thought to do drugs in some way or whatever it might be, instead just start to do breath work. Start to and if you still feel the need to do it after, do it. At least you achieved it. Don't just smoke weed for no reason. Do it for a purpose or do it because you achieved it, right? Let it be like a nice glass of wine at the end of the day. Just to detox and make you feel a little bit, more in that comfortability if you went through a hard day in some way. So, just a little bit of wine, a little bit of weed doesn't hurt, but if you are at a high vibration, you do notice, like if you are sensitive, it definitely does bring you down in levels. I'll smoke and I'll feel it for 2 days in a sense. Just like I feel a lot slower and I'm not as like fast kind of thing. So yeah, sometimes we can turn intention into abuse. I love how open you are. I love how you actually speak the truth, Why Soul. You are a very kind soul, man. You're a beautiful soul. Because not everyone will say openly, it's like, yeah, you know what? I kind of went back, I fell back into the abuse of it because within myself, even I've fallen back into just like using it like daily more than once. And when that happens to me, I realize I really need to unhook from what I was doing. Usually it's Belial that will tell me, "Hey, bro, you're smoking too much fucking weed. Stop with that shit." And I'm like, "Thank you, Belial. Thank you." Because when Belial tells you, "Hey, bro, you're smoking way too much fucking weed," you're smoking too much weed. Even if it's like a little bit a day. What if you totally, what if you're totally fucked in the cliff off? I've got real shit going on and it's getting weird. Okay, so Sly Box, that's actually what we're going to be talking today is in a sense how to walk the trees and understand the system of what it is. Okay, so indeed, achieving high stage naturally with breath work and other exercises can give you a great clarity that is super beneficial. Yes, Evie Loon, and it will give you natural highs. There is no take. So when you smoke weed, there's a taking from you, right? It's taking something. It's taking energy. So if you're not already very high vibrational, if your energy is not already very potent, it's gonna be very detrimental. Not detrimental, but it's gonna take away from your energy. You're gonna feel tired, lazy, lethargic. You're not gonna get as much done. But sometimes people who smoke weed can also get a lot more things done in their day. So it could be beneficial as well. Dragon breath definitely clears the mind. Taking energy, burning money, taking time away. Yeah, you might as well, Weissel, just imagine how much money you spend on weed. And if you were gonna go buy, like, say, an eighth, how much is that? Like $30, $50, $80 for some people in some cities. Burn $30 to Lucifuge. Burn $30 to Bune. Burn $30 to Belial. Literally, do this. Have the intention, have money, like have three $10 bills and say, Belial, I used to smoke weed all the time. I'm going to burn this money in your honor. Yeah, bro, it was 180 a week. Dude, no joke. I recommend, like, you could take $100 bill and burn that to Belial, and you will notice how much abundance starts to actually flow into your life. Or burning $100 to Lucifuge. Lucifuge, if you guys don't know, can open you up to hell's bank account. Yes, hell has a bank account. It's a it's a vibrational reservoir of abundance that if you can tap into, because it's an energetic frequency. It's something that you tap into, then you can start to pull down that frequency and that information and put yourself into a more wealthy state, you could say. Burning money is very strong. Did it with $1 once. Yeah, try it with $20. Like, no joke. I truly recommend try it with like $20. Max I've ever burned is, I think, like $60 at the moment. I am trying to burn $100 bill, but man, my ego, bro. My ego won't let that go. But do it in, don't let it be your last like money or your last hundred. So going into Super G's question as well, continuing with our ascension through the tree of light and through the tree of night, allow us to go on a field trip. Field trip. We're going on a field trip, guys. So this field trip right now is through the Sephiroth. Yes, you can work through the Sephiroth and the Qliphoth at the same time. I was someone that half initiated through the Sephiroth, and then I started to go through the Qliphothic tree because I was already pulled in. So even though I was in the Qliphoth, I was working the Sephiroth like it was my main system, not realizing that I was initiated into the Qliphoth at a younger age because of a sexual encounter with someone. I was talking about this earlier. And that sexual encounter with a Lilith, with a woman that is easily, or a scarlet woman, we could even say, a woman that is very easily able to be possessed by demons, by spirits. Just when you mentioned about Lucifuge Rofalcall, it reminded me that I was thinking about how many different looks the entities I assume have. I was thinking that King Ashmade and Malphas looked more Jinn. Yeah, Asmodee he's very Jinn-like. He's very Jinn. He's more of a Deva. He's more of a Deva, like he's which we could go into that later. But so thank you for at least bringing that up. Also, Asmodeus, being that I work with pretty frequently. I love Asmodee. Asmodee is a beautiful being. I wish people really saw him. Ashmadeva, yes. People saw him for more than just lust. He's a very passionate being. He's passionate. He loves as much as he lusts. Same thing, different frequency, different spectrums of polarity, different polarities. So we're going up the tree of life. As we go up the tree of life, we start to gain different abilities from the different angels. Why would we walk the tree of life? To gain the Sephirothic light. What is Sephirothic light? We could say this is pure bliss. We could say this is pure joy. To a Qliphothic user, stagnation a little bit. And when you get to the upper parts of the tree, when you get to Kether, right? Because the tree is very easy to walk compared to the Qliphoth. You actually, just by observing the tree of life, say if you take one tarot card every day and you follow the path working and the system, right? Because the tarot cards are associated with the tree of life. So also, the more that you work the tree of life, you get better at the tarot. You get better at reading tarot. So use, say, the Thoth deck, right? And find the associations between the different pathways and the different tarot decks and even the different spheres and the tarot decks. And when you can associate the different deities or the different what are they called? The different angels associated within the tree of life. It doesn't have to be angels. You can work the tree of life with Shiva, with Ganesh. Kali can help you to ascend the tree of life and also help you with the tree of death. So for myself, I haven't really worked with the Shem Hemepharosh and that angelic system. I do at some point want to work it. I have friends that when they were doing rituals, I just happened to be a part of the ritual because I wanted to understand that system. So I wouldn't negate that. I definitely recommend that if you're being called to the Shemhai Mepharash, definitely work that system. It will help you to understand the angels in totality and as a whole when you are trying to reach source. You can reach source as an angel, or you can reach source as a daemon. I think there's a book on the tree of life with the Egyptian pantheon. Yes. So you can use the Egyptian pantheon to also work the tree of life. So when you are using the Egyptian pantheon to work the tree of life in this nature, it's going to be a little bit different, but it's the same overall tree. It's the same overall tree. Thank you for also recommending that, Wise Soul, because that is something that also I should look into. I was more of an intuitive worker when it came to the tree of life, and I actually worked with Thoth very heavily, and Thoth can lead you through the tree of life in helping you to become your greatest version. Thoth is one of the best spirits to work with when it comes to the tree of life and the tree of death. He's very unique. He can really help you with anything because of his wisdom. He's been through many realms. He's existed throughout all of humanity for a very long time as well. First, Thoth was a teacher of the Atlanteans, and then from the Atlanteans, then Thoth also made way to the Aztec and the Mayan pantheons as Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl. So as Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, right, which shows an aspect of dragon within Thoth, right? What is a feathered serpent? The caduceus, right? There's the two wings, and then there's the serpentine energies. That is a dragon. A dragon is a serpent with wings. So this shows that Thoth can actually also teach us dragon magic. He can initiate us into draconian magic, or at least guide us to the initiatory spirits of the draconian path, of the draconian pantheon, such as Thoth led me to Hecate. He led me to dark matter energy overall, and he told me that I should start to work with it, whereas I didn't understand it. In the beginning, like 6 years ago, when I was more in my metaphysical path, Thoth, I was working very heavily with light, and then he's like, you're ready for the next step in your evolution. And that's when I consciously started to work with the Qliphoth. I was already in the Qliphoth from what I perceived, because when I look back at like me in high school, me in college, a lot of the things that I was going through was very initiatory in nature. Even the fact that I dropped out of college, or I pretty much just stopped going to college because I saw that it was no longer serving me. It was only programming me with their indoctrination. What did I do when I left college? That's when I started to do spell work, ritual. I started to go all in. The 8 hours I was spending at college, I instead would work 8 hours with these deities. I would wake up and I'd work with Thoth, and when I got more into the Qliphoth, I'd wake up. Thoth's still making me read. That's good. That's good. And when I would wake up, I'd also work with Azazel heavily. I'd work with these beings heavily from the moment that I woke up to the moment that I went to bed. I was someone that was dedicated to this path. Every day was constant evolution, growth, ascension. So yeah, going back into the Sephiroth, it's really about understanding the initiatory system. So just like we can use candles and sigils, right? You can use the angelic seals in order to push you up through the tree of life, whether it be Mikael or Metatron, right? I haven't really worked with the Solomon seals before, but I have heard from people that they are protective, they are empowering, they do help you to tap into the different planetary associations. Also, you can work with the different planetary associations of each sphere. The similarity to that would be in the Qliphoth, instead of planets you're working with the Qliphothic shell, the Qliphothic sphere itself, and you're trying to go into that, or in a sense, unlock it or awaken it. So once we get up the tree and we start to path work it through our intention, yeah, Dirty Filthy Money. Solomon is the man. He's the goat. Especially when you understand his story and you take that story as an archetype and you live by it, knowing that you are Solomon. You are building your empire through this work. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. So the more that you scale the tree through initiating through the tree of life by just observing it, this is what will push you further along in this initiatory system. Once you get to the point where you're about to cross the Sephirothic abyss, you will then encounter Shugar, or Shugal, some call. Shugar will then test you as a masculine entity or energy that will kind of get you to excite your ego. But the thing is, you must learn from the abyss how to dissolve your ego, whether it be the Sephirothic or the Qliphothic abyss. For me, I was actually going through the Sephirothic abyss before I entered into the Qliphothic abyss. I want to say it was about 6 months before I crossed the Qliphothic abyss. I actually crossed the Sephirothic abyss because I was already doing the path working and I got halfway through that. And then I was already in the Qliphoth, so I focused mostly on the Qliphoth, and it brought me to a certain point. And then I had a friend that said, you should embrace the Sephirothic influence in order to go even further within the Qliphoth. So I started working with the Sephiroth, which actually brought me back. And again, it doesn't have to be just angels. It can be the Hindu pantheon, the Devas and the Divs, right? Or it can also be the Egyptian pantheon. So when I brought the Sephirothic light back into my life, I started to notice I was more joyful. I was happier. I actually could remember my memories as a child, right? Because when you're in the Qliphoth, it's stripping away all these things. So I was being stripped away, but I wasn't imbuing myself with the light needed in order for me to further myself along that journey, right? So this is why it is good to have a mixture of both these energies. Don't just get lost in the Qliphoth. It's not just about the Qliphoth. Actually, Mark Allen Smith told me this, or just through email. Like, if you have the Queen of Hell, if you have any Primal Craft books, Mark will respond to you. He's very good about that, and that's so beautiful. So moving forward. Yeah, so it's not just about the Qliphoth. It is about working with the different energies in order to cultivate a balance within oneself, or actually unity within oneself. So if you work with the angels, I would recommend working with the daemons as well, or the Goetia, right? So give me 1 second, guys. Okay, cool. We are at 48%. I can now put my phone here. So as we path, or are you guys able to, just making sure, are you guys able to, oh, Bodhi, my dog's here. Hi. Hi, my little hellhound. Hi. That's Hecate's. That's Hecate's hellhound. Okay. Keeps knocking my phone over. He knows when he's getting in the way, and it's so, oh my gosh. Okay, Bodhi. Bodhi. No, 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 no. Okay. 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 Go over here. Go over here. Up. 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 Discipline. Move. Move. Over there. Over there. Thank you. Okay, so when it, oh, that's the, okay. This from Dirty Filthy Money, Bodhi. This from Dirty Filthy Money. Oh. Ah. Okay, you've been blessed by the Bodhi for that interaction. Bodhi, don't come back. No, 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 no. Okay, you can sit right here. You can sit right there. Okay, cool. Okay, Four Cats Tarot. All I gotta say is that if you do want me to leave it up, I can't because I have put a lot of sensitive information in this. But I will give you. I'm not saying to download it, but hey, maybe if I leave it up for a few hours, you could download this video. You know, you go to YouTube MP3 download, go and download it. You know, but I will leave it up a little bit for those that actually want to partake in this information. But I am putting it on my Patreon. If you also did want to subscribe to my Patreon, this will be there. So this is exactly what I want to get into with today, is actually about how all of this pertains to your fate and your destiny. I believe the Patreon actually is down below. I will be uploading this to the top 2 tiers of my Patreon. But yeah, I believe it's down below. Let me know if it's down below. So, because I believe I linked it and everything like that. So getting into today's full information is everything that I've been talking about is your true will, is your fate, is your destiny. No, it's okay. I was just, yeah. Your true will, your fate, your destiny. All of this is actually culminating you to become the person that you're meant to. So when it comes to walking the tree of life and walking the tree of death as well, a lot of people don't understand the nature of why we would even fucking do this. Why do you risk insanity? Why do you risk death when it comes to walking the Cliffothic tree, right? Bodhi keeps knocking it over. So the reason why you would risk your sanity is to gain your soul. Is to gain your soul. This is true knowledge. This is true wisdom at hand. The thing is, a lot of people don't understand this initiatory system, the nature of it, or why you do it. You do this, you risk everything to embrace your fate and your destiny. Now, who am I when it comes to this? My name is O'Shea. If we go back to Egypt and we look at Shai, Shai, what is Shai? Shai is the deific personification of someone's true will and their destiny, or also what's known as their fate. So I am the encapsulation of fate. That is my will. That is my destiny. I'm here as a giver of fate, a reader of fortune, a reader of destinies. Bodhi. So this is the same way that when I give consultations to people, you're not just talking to me about this work. I'm fully reading you, and we're going all into your soul so that you can uncover your fate, so that you can uncover your destiny. It's the same thing with my monthly rituals. It's the same thing as well with my Patreon. Hey, what's up, Jessica? What's up, fam? So we're talking about fate and destiny. The more that, apologies on the sound outside. So the more that you embrace your fate, the more that you embrace your destiny. Wow, I do not know what's outside, but that is loud. You start to become your true self. You start to become who you're meant to be. In a sense, we live in a holographic reality. We live in a soul simulation. So us living in the simulation, we as a soul come into this existence. We come into this human body in order to embrace who we are and as well who we're meant to become. Hey, thank you for that, Lloyd. Thank you for what you said. I can witness to that. Or Weisel, he is the snake dragon that came from Lucifer's throne. Or who is that? Okay, so are you talking about me or are you talking about a deity? So as a diviner of fate, this is what I incarnated for. I literally incarnated to Samael. Okay, that makes sense. I literally incarnated to divine people's reality. For myself, I am a spiritual worker by trade. I have a Sagittarius moon, which means that I'm already naturally adept when it comes to the occult because of my past lives and who I was before this incarnation. The thing is, a lot of people don't realize, but just like the Sephiroth is bringing you into your childhood and helping you to remember all of these realities, right? And it's 111 as I'm saying all this. So as the Sephiroth brings you back to your childhood and remembering who you were in this life, so now I'll explain a little bit about when you get to Kether within the Sephiroth. This is where monks are at. This is where bodhisattvas are at. Buddhist practitioners that just embrace nirvana, that just embrace meditation, they dissolve into the nothingness. That is Kether. You're dissolving yourself in the nothingness when it comes to Kether. So if you want to stay there, stay at Kether, that's completely fine. But all you're going to be able to do is project energy and give energy to people, and you're more of a tool of Source. You're being used by Source in order to create an agenda, and the agenda is you dissolving into Source and just becoming Source. And then from becoming Source, you just are Source. And this is why a lot of people get stuck in this blissful state. They get stuck in the bliss thinking that nirvana is the be all end all. I've went through nirvana. It's not the be all end all. Nirvana is but one feeling. And it's from that nirvana, right, that we drop back into Da'ath, and then we go into the Cliffoth. So what is the Cliffoth doing for us? So just like the Sephiroth is bringing you back to your childhood and helping you to dissolve the limitations and the blockages, or adding more light to you, right? And then from having that light, you can dissolve the doubt and all these things. It's within the Cliffoth that we're actually going to the core of our soul. We're going to the core of our true self and our reality. And that's when we are being brought into our past lives. So the thing is, if I would have never went about the path of the Cliffoth, I would have never known myself. So those that are stuck in the Sephiroth, that choose to stay at Kether because they think that it's more godlike. They think, no, I wouldn't do the Cliffoth. That's only for demons and stuff like that. They're in an illusion. They're fooling themselves, thinking that finishing the tree of life is the be all end all. Yes, it's beneficial. Yes, it empowers you. It gains you these energies of the Sephiroth. But the thing is, that's not the be all end all. You need to, if you choose to go about the Cliffoth, or you're already in the Cliffoth, then it's about dropping through Da'ath within the Sephiroth and entering into the Cliffoth to then go about that initiatory system. So now the thing is, before we get into the Cliffoth, I want to tell you guys about the nature of reality and why the Cliffoth even exists. Why does the Cliffoth exist? The Cliffoth, we can say the dark matter is what projects life. The dark matter is what projects our true reality, right? Because light is an illusion. If you're feeding the light matrix, you're feeding the illusion. You're feeding the illusion. So you're giving energy, right? You're just an angel. You're giving everybody your time. You're giving everybody your attention. You're not taking anything back, right? This is monks. Monks kind of are like this, right? They're always giving. They just live at a monastery and give all their time and energy to the monastery, doing what it wants. In the same way, going to school, you're always giving the teacher your time and your energy, doing what they want. Oh, I got another F on a test. And then you care so much about the teacher giving you an F. But what if But what if you're fucking failing life? They have school so that you fail life. Life is the school. Life is the test. Life is the true test. If you get an F on a fucking test, no one gives a fuck, dude. Right? Do you remember all those kids in high school? They were like, I got an F on a test. It's the end of life. It's the end of my life as I know it. Those people weren't understanding the true nature of reality and what it is. The thing is, you can be getting A's on the test on your tests, or you can be getting A's on the test of life by being receptive to the path and everything that is coming to you. And then from understanding the path, understanding and being receptive to what's coming to you, you then can embrace the journey for what it is. You then can embrace the journey for what it is. So this is then why we would go into the Sephiroth. I'm sorry. This is why we would go into the Qliphoth, to understand that we are living in a light matrix, a light illusion, so that if we want to start to dissolve the light, right, aka vampirism, or have a negative torsion pulling in all of this light, pulling in all of this energy, we can then use this to become our greatest version, right? So this is why Nama, Lilith, Azazel, the demonic gatekeepers, all of these beings, they have vampiric aspects. They are vampires. They have the ability to consume energy, right? So why would we want to become a vampire? I know a lot of people that are against being a vampire, and I think it's because they're deluded and they don't understand why you would become a vampire, why it is needed. What does it feel like when you're becoming a source vampire being? Okay, so I will talk about that later. So I'll talk about that when we get closer to it, right? So let's talk about being a vampire at first. When you become a vampire, you're now being stripped away of all of your Sephirothic light, of all of your Sephirothic influence. You are being cast into the Qliphoth. You are now no longer an angel, but you are becoming a daemon, right? You are becoming a demon. So, just like Four Cats Tarot says, I've always fed off collective energies like Xmas or big events. Yes, that's vampiric energy. You are in a sense a vampire and you're choosing to embrace vampirism. So why would someone embrace vampirism? Now reality is no longer draining you. It's no longer consuming you. Instead, life is empowering you. You are pulling in the energies that would usually just consume you. So Sephirothic users that are always giving energy, they're giving energy to the vampires. So all that light they're accumulating at the end of the day is being wasted, is being used. So if you are a vampire or becoming vampiric in nature, in general, it's now about understanding the science of a vampire, right? You are a negative torsion. You're now pulling in this energy. So within the Qliphoth, you're actually going to start to pull in. You're actually going to start to pull in chaotic energies, chaos. But the thing is, what makes a good vampire is your ability to tame and transmute the chaos. We can learn how to transmute the storm from Satan, right? Satan will teach you how to master vampirism. Set will teach you how to master vampirism for the Egyptian pantheon. As well as Zazel is a master vampire, Nama, master vampire, Lilith, master vampire. So the thing is, these are also source beings that have also taken on vampiric transmutations. At some point, Azazel was an angel. He was more angelic, but then chose to take on vampiric attributes and traits because Azazel learned from Satan how to push because Azazel showed us how to push the black flame. He also teaches us the black flame. Yes, also Asmodeus teaches us vampirism. You are right, Kaizen. Transmuting, like turning bad energy into positive. Yes. So the vampire is the master alchemist, because when you first start to go through vampiric transmutations, you start to dissolve your ego. You start to dissolve your awareness of this reality of who you perceived yourself to be, so that you can take on this new level of evolution. And that's why when we are in the dark, we are no longer understanding who we used to be, and we're now more taking on who we are at our true core and pure potential, right? So especially if you're in the Qliphoth and you went through the first two spheres, this is where you're being drained of everything, so that Lilith can now teach you, Nama can now teach you these events. They can teach you how to become a vampire. And then when you get to Samael, this is where you are being drained of your energy in order to step into, right, the dissolution of God, right? Samael is venom, is poisoning your mind so that you no longer are who you were, because that is being dissolved, right? You aren't being dissolved as a being, but your ego is being dissolved. Right? So the venom is infecting you, the venom of the Qliphoth, so that you have no other choice but to accept the transmutation, the evolution in which you're going through. It is at this point that many freak out, that they put themselves into the hell realms and like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening? Oh my God, what is happening? My mind. And your mind is literally going through insanity, in what's known as insanity to the human mind. But when you can choose to dissolve your ego and go with the process and go with the flow and understand why all this is happening, right? Then you will get with the program. So the Qliphoth is all about getting with the program. You can't go back to who you were and be like, I miss my old self. I hate this. I hate this depression. I hate everything. No. You're going about it all wrong if that's what's happening. If you're trying to, you're going to feel the need to get pulled back into who you are, to get pulled back into the matrix. But now you need to go all in. You need to have faith in the path and trust that the path is guiding you to where you are meant to be. It is guiding you to who you are meant to become. This is why you're being dissolved of the illusions. You're being dissolved of everything that you went through in this life to actually initiate you and bring you into your past lives. It wasn't until I initiated within the Qliphoth that I actually even understood what my past lives were. I had a past life regression. I hired someone for a past life regression, and you need breath work. You need to be able to do an hour of fucking breath work in order to do a past life regression. Don't even really try to do past life regressions if you can't do breath work for at least a good 20 minutes, like full on consciously breathing and bringing yourself into that. What's your information based upon? Morningstar says, it's based off me going through the challenges and the trials and the journeys. I haven't learned this from a book. A lot of people will try to read a book to understand the Qliphoth. You can't understand the Qliphoth through reading a fucking book. The Qliphoth is an initiatory system that it's like trying to learn MMA, right? You can't. It's like learning to fight, right? You just have to fight. You have to go in there, start doing the training, start doing the work, start doing the exercises, start doing the fucking push-ups, and then from the push-ups you get the six-pack. You learn past lives propaganda from Google. I mean, feel free to talk about what you feel past lives are, man. I think that I haven't even told you what past lives are yet. But don't lie, no one reincarnates. That's so fucking funny, bro. That's funny. So, if you feel that way, then why not listen to what You can't be serious. That's your name's Morningstar, and you don't. Do you believe you're Lucifer? Morningstar, do you believe that you are Lucifer? Are you the only Lucifer? I'd like to know, because if you ask Lucifer, do past lives exist? What does he say? What does he tell you, Morningstar? I see the dead resurrect as spirits. Yeah, not everyone will incarnate because they haven't went about the work in order to gain that system. When you think about reincarnation, yes, the system for what it is. Yeah, some don't reincarnate too on top of that. But when you think about the reincarnation system and what it is, it's stripping you away of yourself, of who you were. So the fact that you actually don't remember your past lives shows that, well, one, you haven't done the work to actually gain your past lives, and two, you're just feeding the matrix. The matrix doesn't want you to remember your past lives. If you think that you are just the ego of this life, you are deluded, my friend. I would choose to embrace meditation, and I'd start to meditate more. And then maybe from that, you will understand what this journey is showing you. So, when we continue to embrace the path and the journey, we understand in the Qliphoth that the Qliphoth is black holing your soul. It's destroying your soul. So the thing is, why does it destroy your soul? Because this is what actually brings you into all of this past life gnosis. It is your past lives that have most likely led you to this life to go about the Qliphothic initiations, to go about the Qliphothic system, to go about understanding and knowing who you are as a being. So if you have not, so in a sense, if you don't understand past lives, you're not in the Qliphoth. You haven't went through the Qliphoth, because you're not going to understand them unless you have done the work to bring yourself into that knowing, to bring yourself into that understanding. All of this is the work done. What really annoys me is when someone says, after death is nothing. It's just a black screen. Oh, I know everything about death. Nothing happens. You're stupid. Nothing happens. Like, those people are so fucking ignorant. Those people are so fucking stupid that they can't even understand that they already lost. They already lost to the game. Die to the abyss, bitch. Die to the abyss. And that's the thing about when it comes to the Qliphoth. When you are embracing this initiatory system, two things can happen. I guarantee my palmistry is better than yours. See, that's not a game that I play. Go do your YouTube channel. Talk about your videos. Talk about your palmistry. Go make your own videos, man. Why are you even here? Truly, why are you even here? If you're not here to learn, why are you here? Because I'm on the stream teaching people this system and helping them to better understand it. So unless you're going to say some information that is more potent than what I'm saying, get the fuck off my stream, bro. No one gives a fuck what you say. So, so really, no one gives a fuck. So until you have a voice and you cultivate a voice for yourself, shut the fuck up. So the more that you understand this system and you understand who you are and where you're going, no one said I couldn't grasp palmistry. I just said I wasn't going to play your egoic game. Because everyone wants you to play into their egoic game of, oh, my tarot card readings are better. Oh, my... No one gives a fuck, bro. No one gives a fuck. You have your services for a reason, because that's what you choose to study and that's what you choose to embrace. I have mine for a reason, because that's what I choose to study. That's what I choose to embrace. So, getting back into past lives and understanding past lives. The more that you choose to bring yourself into the Qliphoth, you actually will start to dissolve your ego and see past this illusory matrix showing you who you are. So the thing is, if you don't choose to drop your ego at the abyss, you will die to it, because you will die to your ego, because a lot of people don't understand what the ego is. So until they are tested by the abyss, because anybody can say anything to anybody, but it's at the moment that you are tested at the abyss, this is where you truly see, are you worthy of life or death? So myself, as an initiate that has crossed the abyss, I have already died. I've died to myself. I've died to my ego. I've died to who I perceived myself to be. And I was brought into a greater understanding of myself along this journey. I was stripped away of everything that I perceived myself to be, and I was brought into all of my past lives. I was brought into who I was meant to become from embracing the journey. It's not about focusing on other people. Alex P said, can anyone become Lucifer? So, yes, anybody can become a Lucifer. You're not becoming the Lucifer, but you're becoming a Lucifer within your own self, within your own standards, within your own right? So some people are told at either the beginning of their journey or maybe further into their journey that you are Lucifer. Lucifer might even say to you, you are me. A lot of people are going to spin this and get egos and call themselves Lucifer Morningstar. I am Lucifer. I am the Morning Star. And then they start to name themselves the Morning Star or name themselves Lucifer out of ego, thinking that because they're naming themselves a certain thing, that they are that thing. But the thing is, if you notice that when people name themselves something, they usually are shallow. They're usually only naming themselves that because they truly don't believe themselves to be that. So when you go about the Cliffothic trials, this is how you can become a Lucifer, a true Lucifer, right? You have to go through the initiations and the initiatory journey, understanding who you are and who you're meant to become. It's only through going through the Cliffoth and reaching Thamael. Why is it that Lucifer is at Thamael? Lucifer is at Thamael because that is the god that rules Thamael. As well, Azazel is a god that rules Thamael. Satan is a god that rules Thamael. Moloch is a god that rules Thamael. And above that is the throne of Hecate. So if you are someone that is working with Lucifer, he will be the initiatory spirit that if you choose to go into, King Paimon has also achieved a Luciferic role. There's a lot of beings that are at the Luciferic state, but it's the main 7 crowned princes that have went through the Cliffoth. So the thing is, these beings had to achieve their ranking, had to achieve their title. So when I myself say that I am a Lucifer, it's because I have achieved this rank. I've achieved this title. I've gotten to Thamael. And I don't say that out of ego. I say that because I love myself. I say that because I know the journey that I went through. I know the trials that I've went through. I've dissolved my ego. I no longer have an ego. But at the same time, it's at Thamael that we rebuild our ego, right? So it's once you reach Thamael, you can see from the eyes of Lucifer down throughout the realms. So it's at Thamael that we understand duality. We understand the dualistic nature of this reality. And it's from embracing the dualistic nature that we can see what is the difference between someone who is an initiate and someone who is a Lucifer, right? Because there's a separation. Those that have gotten to the upper sempiternal triad of the Cliffoth understand what it is to have crossed the abyss. There are many people that have not crossed the abyss that will, one, claim that they've crossed the abyss, and as well, two, that will as well think that they have crossed the abyss. But until you've crossed the abyss, you don't know you're out of the abyss until you are out, right? So first, I would have to say that to become a Lucifer, you must understand the nature of the abyss. You must cross the abyss. And through crossing the abyss, that's what will then bring you into the trials that will take you into first Satarael, and then I believe it's Gagael, and then Thamael. But it isn't until you've reached Thamael that you've become a true Lucifer, that you've entered into this deified state. The Cliffoth is no joke. The Cliffoth it's not an ego game. It's not an ego game. The reason why I tell people that I've done this initiation and this trial is to at least so you can get like an understanding and a perspective of what I've been through. I'm not someone that's just egoically claiming, I am Lucifer, I am the morning star, I'm the best. I'm someone that actually has done the fucking work and has been told by these beings that have reached a certain state by doing the work. It took me 5 years to get out of the cliff off. You're not going to do this overnight. You're not going to do this with hey, got you on that, Alex P. You're not gonna do this in one day. It takes a long time. You have to go through trials and initiation. Well, I'm not gonna say it takes a long time, because for me it took me 5 years, and in a sense that's 5 conscious years where I was most likely in the cliff off already. I started to understand what was going on. I started to go to YouTube. I started to see other people talking about the cliff off. I started to see videos on Lucifer. I started to see videos on Belial. Contact, oh my god, this is how we know Morningstar don't know shit, guys. Okay, so Morningstar said contact Freemasonry if you want to know about Lucifer. Don't contact Freemasonry. We're not even going to get into that, because that is a useless system to go about working. They false initiate you into the Sephiroth, saying, or they false initiate you into the Cliffoth, saying that it is the Sephiroth. Is Morningstar vampiric? I mean, look at the way that he's acting. Yeah, he's definitely vampiric. Show exactly would one do that? How exactly would one do that, Morningstar? Okay, so let's continue. No wonder I was getting dodgy ass vibes off him. Yeah, I get some fucking weird ass vibes off Morningstar. Masonry symbols are one just about every building. Find a lodge and ask him. Yeah, there's a reason why it's everywhere. You're not gonna find the true knowledge and wisdom everywhere. If you want to go, suck someone's dick for answers because you have to go sign your soul away on some agreement, go for it. Go have fun, Morningstar. Why aren't you listening to a Mason talk about this? Oh yeah, because they don't. Because they're not able to. Because the thing is, if I don't feel anything coming from him. Yeah, no, exactly. He has very weak energy. So we've pretty much got done with that. Like, no more, like, if you guys want to talk to Morningstar, go for it, but I've pretty much, like, I was at least trying to help him out a little bit, but fuck it, it doesn't matter. So the more that we understand what it is to be a Lucifer, we're able to become Lucifer. Don't fucking go to Masonry to learn anything from Lucifer. Hell, you don't even have to come to me to learn from Lucifer. Go draw the sigil and invoke him and ask him what you need to do to go about your trials, whether it be the Sephiroth or whether it be the Cliffoth. Yeah, Alex P says they hide the truth until level 33, and it's an honorary degree, so they choose who gets it. They choose who get it. They choose who get it. Thank you for saying that, Alex. They choose who get it. Now, the thing is, do you want some lazy old fat fuck saying, oh, you get to be a 33rd degree, you're better than everybody? Or do you want Lucifer himself telling you, you initiated, you went about the trials, you did this? Do you want some human to tell you? Or do you want Lucifer himself to tell you? Because I'm not on here claiming that I am the only Lucifer. I'm merely giving you guys facts, information, gnosis, and wisdom for you to embrace your ascension so that you can also go about the path that I have as well walked myself. Because I'm here as a representative for the infernal divine. I'm here as a representative of Lucifer, Hecate, Azazel, Belial, the true Atlantean gods. No Mason is going to tell you this. No Mason is going to try to help you. All of them, all they are is archonic tools being used by these beings. Intuit that on your own account. Intuit that on your own account. So the more that we choose to... here, wait. If we could get a mod in the chat to take off those things. Okay, cool. So the more that you choose to go about your path and embrace your evolution and your ascension, You have the ability to achieve the Luciferic state within yourself. This is actually why we're going through the Qliphoth, you guys, if you choose to go through the Qliphoth. When you're going through the Qliphoth, you're black holing your soul. It's dissolving all of these energies that you accumulated while in the Sephiroth, bringing you into the dark matter. The dark matter, or the dark mother, is Hecate. Hecate flows throughout the whole Qliphoth, as well as Lilith, Nama, right? So everyone wants to focus only on the masculine energies while in the Qliphoth, not realizing that it's not just masculine energies. There's also Hecate, right? I do this under the will of Hecate. I do this for her. And as I said that, I'm hearing a ringing in my ears. Embrace the path and the journey that is meant for you. Embrace who you are, and with that, who you are meant to become. Follow the path. Follow the journey. Go where you are guided. Go where you are meant. Only you know the path that you are meant to walk. Only you know who you are and who you're meant to become. Others can merely guide the way, but it is you that will get yourself out of hell. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to pull you out. You must pull yourself out of hell. Nobody's coming to save you. You must do the work. Just because someone else tells you that you are this rank does not mean that you are that rank, unless you are told by the gods themselves, unless you understand your deification. Because the Qliphoth is not a joke. It's not to have fun. The Qliphoth is an initiatory system to gain power. When you are going through the Qliphoth, you are stating to the universe, I want to gain power. I want to gain mass amounts of power. I wish to be a Lucifer, right? When I went through this system, when I went through this journey, I said to Lucifer, I said to Azazel, I want to be at your level. I want to be a demon king. I want to sit at your table. When I said that, they took that seriously. They didn't just, oh, he's just saying that. Oh, you know what, we'll give him all of our energy. We will give him this, we will give him that. No, what they did was then they threw me into the trials to become a demonic king, to become a Lucifer myself. And I had to scale up the tree of death in order to achieve this stature, in order to achieve this ranking within myself. And that's why I'm bringing myself here to as well teach this, so I can allow other people, or help other people, to also go through this system and have a guide through it. Not everyone's going to finish the system and come back to the teaching role, to empowering others, to help uplift other people. So when we are brought into our past lives, and when we are brought into this gnosis, this is what is pushing us further. Because once you've integrated your past life gnosis, maybe you were, everyone gets caught in like the pharaoh or the king. Yeah, maybe you were a pharaoh, maybe you were a king. That would mean that you'd have a giant duty in this life to actually teach or heal all of the people that you probably fucked up their lives in past lives. Everyone wants to be a ruler, or a lot of people want to be a ruler. A lot of people want to rule. But the thing is, to rule is, if you're not meant to rule, you can't rule, right? Because it's an archetype. Just like the knight is an archetype, the rook or the bishop is an archetype, the pawn is an archetype. If you look at the chessboard, if you look at a chess game, right, and it's 144 as I'm saying this, chess is built in the same way as life, as the tree of life and death. If the pawn gets to the other side of the board, what are they able to do? They're able to become any piece that they desire. They can't become the king, but they can become the queen. They can become the rook. They can become the horse, right? They can become all these different aspects. So actually, that's what the Qliphoth is an analogy of. Or we can look at chess is an analogy of the Qliphoth. We're trying to get to the other side of the board in order to now transmute ourselves and elevate us into a new potential, which we can also say that that's altering our destiny. When we're going through the Qliphoth, we are altering our destiny. We're becoming who we're meant to from the Qliphoth, and then from that, we're seeing from the eyes of Lucifer, from the eyes of Hecate, and now we can walk the path moving forward past Thamael with their vision, with their sight, rewriting our destiny, rewriting our path, rewriting the pact that we had with this reality, the contracts, the agreements in which we signed in order to come into this reality, because you signed a contract in order to reincarnate into this matrix, right? And when you are choosing to go about this path, you are shattering and destroying, dissolving all those contracts, dissolving the limitations, dissolving the lack, dissolving the doubt. So I have been on here for about 2 hours and 20 minutes. The thing is, I'm actually going to save the rest of this stream for a live that I will be doing tonight. And it's in that live stream at 8 p.m. If you guys want to tune in, that I will be talking about the rest of the trials pertaining to the Qliphoth. I feel that this was a very good initiatory understanding of it. I feel that this was a very good foundation of it. So if you guys want, I will be giving you guys the rest of the information later on tonight in another live stream at 8 p.m. So anybody that is in chat, do feel free to ask questions. Before I get off, I will be looking at what you guys are talking about. Never heard of it until recently, under extreme pressure from work stuff. I just wanted to this Azazel. He tends to want me to type Azazaz. He kind of gets me to say Azazel when I'm working with him. I'm here to save me. That's right, Super G. That's my boy. Dark matter equals Hecate. Dark matter equals Lucifer. Matter equals Belial. I like that. Belial being the earth. Good wisdom, why soul's wisdom. Thank you. Samael is the third Qliphoth. Yes. Morningstar says Freemasonry writes every religion. That wouldn't make any sense. Go to Hinduism. There are no fucking Freemasons in Hinduism. Why? Because that is the true self. There is no truth in Freemasonry. All truths are but half-truths as well. Do people start getting weird saying you when you enter... Wait, do people around you when you enter the Qliphoth? Yes. When I entered the Qliphoth, Sly Boix, I'd walk into stores, and the moment that I walked into the store, everyone would... They just turned their head. It was fucking weird. It's like they're just possessed to turn their head. They're just like, moment I walk in, like everybody in the store would look at me. And that actually just shows that we live in a simulated reality. Your vibration can affect the people around you. Guys, do feel free to ask questions before I get off here. Sly Boix, maybe we can exchange. Oh, Sly Boix, maybe. Oh, yeah. Guys, definitely create community on here. Feel free to talk to each other. Freemasonry recruits psychics. The host was never recruited for obvious reasons. Who says I wasn't tried to be recruited by Masons? Maybe I don't give a fuck about their boys club kind of thing. It's like I'm like more of an Andrew Tate, right? I'm trying to build my own Freemasonry, but cooler. Actually, I don't even associate with that. But Freemasonry is fucking lame. Fuck that shit. I'm building my own empire. I'm building my own reality, and I'm trying to help people to ascend through the portal in which I've already created to source, to embrace their source and highest potential. That's why I provide what I do, whether it be this YouTube channel, my Patreon, my services, right? Yeah, get the fuck out here with the Freemasonry bullshit. No one gives a fuck. Display power if you have it. I mean, Morningstar, look, Bro, just the live. Watch what happens to your life after the live. That's all. That's all I gotta say, bro. I heard there's another 66 degrees behind 33rd. I could see that. That's so fucking retarded. There's just more levels and more levels and more, and it never ends. Like, okay, cool. So that's all we got for the ones in the past. What is four cats? My Is there any way to share information without posting it publicly? Is there a way to share information without posting it publicly? Oh, you guys mean for like exchanging emails. Does everyone have to go through the cliff off eventually, regardless of whether it's this life or another life? I'm not going to say they have to, but the thing is, the cliff off is all around you, and this reality is formed in the abyss itself. So the cliff off is all around you. When you choose to initiate into the cliff off, you're taking advantage of the energies that are already affecting this world. If you look at the control on this world, such as the governing systems, right? They're controlling you. Literally, the word government means to govern your mind. They're trying to govern your mind. So if there's a system that's claiming it's trying to govern your mind or mind control you, then going into the cliff off, you're now taking advantage of these systems that are using these energies. The government uses the cliff off. The government uses demons. The thing is, it might not be under the accord of certain spirits, just like when it came to Moloch. People used to sacrifice children to Moloch. Why? Because the thing is, Moloch didn't want that. Moloch never wanted child sacrifice. But when you do look at this reality in the church system, in the government, there's pedophiles, and that there's literal pedophiles in a sense, or people that would also sacrifice other people or sacrifice kids. So this actually shows that there's people that indulge in this, but that does not mean that the deities indulge in this, right? So if you do look at the elites, some of the elites do take part in these rituals that does have to do with like child sacrifice and pedophilia, right? So that shows that there's a system that takes advantage of these negative things. So the thing is, when you're entering into the cliff off, none of this is a part of the cliff offic system or structure. These are aspects that are, yes, that are there, but when you're a clifothic initiate, Lucifer teaches you how to do these things and not and how to walk the tree appropriately, because whether it be the music industry doing sacrifice, or it be governmental structures doing sacrifices, or hits on people, things of that nature, that is clifothic in nature, right? If you look at a lot of people that tried to rise up and start a revolution, such as Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate literally talked about how he's starting a revolution, and he might get offed, right? He might get killed for the things in which he's trying to do or what he's saying. Why would someone kill him if he's just trying to uplift or liberate people? This shows that they're using sacrifice as a way to push forward their agendas, when the thing is that people who perform those rituals or that nature of reality are clifothic in nature. Am I someone that does things like that? No, because I realize that you don't need to sacrifice an individual, but not everybody will be as intelligent, I guess you could say, will understand, because there are some people that will feed into that and just start to do that. There's a lot of murder. Like, if you look at the way that XXX Tentacion passed away, or the way he died, it was very sacrificial in nature after he took shots at a certain rapper known as Drake. When he took shots at Drake, Drake even has a rap where he says, SMS, triple X, I only shoot below the neck. And then you actually look at that X died, he was shot below the neck. And this shows that it was a sacrifice. Because the thing is, in music, there's a lot of artists that have label deals, right? And these label deals is sacrifice is a part of their label deal. The Island Boys literally talked about this, right? And if you go look on Eli Aaron's channel, he literally has a video on showing you who sold their soul. The Island Boys, he has a video on them selling their soul, right? So the thing is, if they're selling their soul, then that means if they're selling their soul to a system, then that means that they must now obey that system, whether it be Freemasonry, whether it be the elites or a music label. They're signing contracts. Just like someone might sign a contract with Lucifer himself and do a pact, there's these beings that are signing contracts to humans claiming that they are Lucifer or Satan in some way. And then they even said that when they signed the contract, it said that they had to sacrifice something. What did they choose? They couldn't sacrifice another being. They couldn't bring themselves to do it. So they said, I sacrifice myself. So some people will literally sacrifice themselves to gain fame, to gain fortune, or they might even, again, Drake has signed contracts. He's signed contracts with labels that will then do sacrifices in his name to elevate him, and all he has to do is be a puppet for their agenda and talk about the people that he needs to knock off or the people that they're going to kill. So this is why he had a song that he literally even brought in. He brought a whole bunch of people in for this ritual. Drake hasn't talked about Degrassi in his raps at all. He hasn't had any music videos in his raps at all. But what did he do? What did he do for the video where he talked about SMS, triple X, XXX Tentacion, I only shoot below the neck, a few weeks before X got killed? He brought all of the Degrassi team, right, onto the ritual, onto the stage, so that they could empower this ritual, so that more people would watch it. Oh, Degrassi's on it. Oh, cool. Oh, this actor from Degrassi, that actor from Degrassi, right? And then they also got Jay and Silent Bob. For some reason, Jay and Silent Bob were also a part of this ritual. So it shows that Drake wasn't fucking around when it came to this song, because he knew that he had to have a lot of energy to even override X's power and influence in reality. If you look at XXX Tentacion before he died, he was controlling reality. There was, I hear 1 million people showed up to or like maybe it was like 100,000, but a whole bunch of people showed up to X's memorial, more than anyone has ever seen. And they rioted in the streets. He even has a song called Riot, right? So there's this artist that was trying to uplift you. Before X died, he told you things like journal, meditate, do these things to better yourself, love yourself. Have you ever heard Drake saying love yourself? Have you ever heard Drake saying anything intelligent to benefit your day? But yet millions of people will be like, Drake's the GOAT, Drake's the best, that's the sixth god. Drake is a puppet being used by the elites, and I don't even think he understands that. Or maybe he does and he just doesn't give a fuck. That's what a lot of puppets do, just like Travis Scott. I can verify Tate's Hustlers University isn't a scam. Yeah, actually, the real world, he even said that Andrew Tate is doing a mass exodus. He said he was opening a portal. So whether Andrew Tate knows it or not, he is being influenced by these beings, by these negatively polarized beings, such as Satan, such as Hecate. Andrew Tate also opened up a dog foundation or a dog animal shelter in Romania where he lives. So this shows the Hecate influence. Whether he does it, oh yeah, definitely. He's a very negatively polarized person. So Andrew Tate even opened up like those dog shelter, which shows the Hecate influence. Did he do that himself? I don't know. He owns a lot of dogs, which shows that either he's working with Hecate or Hecate has empowered him, has blessed him, and does truly love what he's doing. Because you have noticed Andrew Tate evolve, right? You have noticed he went from just talking about, oh, money and hoes to being like, nah, now women, endless void. You gotta focus on your shit. You gotta be a man. You gotta man up and do the fucking work. Why would I be fucking all these hoes, expressing my seed to them, wasting all my energy when I could be saving that, right? I'm on almost 2 months of semen retention. I'm at a month and a half, and the benefits, guys, are fucking insane. Benefits are so fucking good. Didn't he convert to Islam? Yeah, you can say that you are Christian, but then not do Christian things. I know a lot of people that say that when I ask them, do you think you're a good person? Their first response, but I'm Christian. But I'm Christian. Of course I'm a good person. I'm Christian. That's the stupidest thing in the world. Your response when you say when to me saying are you a good person is I'm Christian. You're just saying a blank statement that has no power in my reality. To me, Christians are usually like the shittiest fucking people. So again, there can be good Christians. You can be an occultist, really powerful at what you do, and still be a Christian. But the thing is, you're going to be limited. It's the same way with Andrew Tate. He's saying he's Islamic, or what is it? He's saying he's Muslim. Is that what it is? Islamic Muslim? Let me know in chat, guys. He's saying he's one thing, but he's another thing. It's like me saying, oh, I'm Mexican, but I'm not Mexican. I'm black and white. I might look Spanish a little bit, but I'm black and white. I could say that I'm one thing and people will believe me, but does that mean at my core, at my heart, that I am that thing? No, it does not. So. Okay, thank you, Muslim. Thank you. Forgot all about them crusades in that moment. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, extrianity doesn't equal good. That's so true. I'm finna destroy the elites with low frequency. I mean, I'd recommend sourcing the elites. AJ, embrace source, and then when you source them, they have nowhere to run but source. Aim your source towards the governmental systems and you will surely thrive. Don't do like low vibrations. Islam is very occult religion anyway. Yeah, actually I noticed when I was more Muslim or practicing Islam, again, sorry if I'm saying it wrong, because actually my middle name is Quran. So I even went about that path and I've been everywhere. I've read the Bible, I've read the Quran, I've read the Bhagavad Gita. I've read a lot of the foundations to spirituality, and from that, that's actually what led me into the occult and more wanting to be an occultist. I love it, bro. You great. Ryan Medlock, thank you. X led me to astral projection. That's beautiful. See, you think Drake is gonna lead you guys to astral projection? No, he's gonna try to consume your fucking soul. He wants to make his next album to just have you buy it and consume his music when it's like, you all know Drake doesn't even write his own shit. Why would you buy shit from a rapper that don't even write his own shit? You're just buying from the ghostwriters. Might as well just fund the ghostwriters. Sly Boix, what about Lil Peep? Okay, so Lil Peep was sacrificed by his label. We know that they gave him drugs. They didn't say no when he needed drugs. If a label truly cares about the individual, and guys, I'm just doing free talk right now, just letting you guys know I got out of the teaching mode. I mean, I'm still teaching, but this is more just free talk, talking about the things that I love to talk about as well, because I do like to uplift people and help people to understand truly what is going on in reality. So Lil Peep was sacrificed by his label. If you look at the artist that found Lil Peep, look into Bexy. If you notice the trajectory of where Bexy went after Lil Peep got sacrificed, Bexy only got higher in levels. He only went up in levels. So the thing is, that could be on the count of two things. When X died, X, in a sense, as a spirit, as a soul, he's now able to uplift at least one person or many people with his energy. Bobby Hemmett talked about, or I'm sorry, Brother Panic talked about that when Muhammad Ali died, who got awakened? Who got awakened when Muhammad Ali died? The fighter, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson got awakened. Because the thing is, Tyson was fighting for the same agenda, the same purpose as Ali, to be the greatest fighter, because he was fighting for a purpose. So when someone does die in an arena or area of influence, that will actually empower, you'll notice that will empower someone in that area or influence to then rise at a faster rate and elevate. Like, that spirit will then start to make uh connections for that person, so that that person can then so that the will can then live on through a new being, because there is energy that needs to continue to keep moving forward even when someone's died. It's the same with Nipsey Hussle. We actually find out that Nipsey Hussle is from a royal bloodline. So in that way, he was divinely meant to rule. So when someone sacrificed him, this is what then shifted um, this is what then awakened another individual to then carry on the torch, right? That's what it is. It's carrying on the torch. You can look at this throughout all of history. A lot of rappers, good rappers, equate Tupac to why they're so good at rapping. They listened to Tupac, they wrote down his lyrics, they rapped his lyrics, and from that they evolved. Tupac is evolving people by his music, right? And it's not just Tupac, it's Jimi Hendrix as well, right? When we think of Jimi Hendrix, there's so many guitarists that got really good at their craft only after Jimi Hendrix passed away, such as Stevie Ray Vaughan. I'm pretty sure his name's Stevie Ray Vaughan. They both have the song Voodoo Child. I don't know who derived it first. I believe it was Hendrix, but I could be mistaken. So Stevie Ray Vaughan then got elevated and was playing shows and playing the whole world on the world stage. And then Stevie Ray Vaughan just so happened to die in a helicopter crash after one of his performances. So then when Stevie Ray Vaughan died, then now the torch is passed to another individual. The elites will try to do sacrifice in order to take out these energies that are trying to liberate and uplift other people. And that's why they want to sacrifice individuals, because those individuals are the only ones that can make a change. And if they can sacrifice someone before they reach their pure potential, then they just obliterated a timeline, and they obliterated all the energy that that person was accumulating, helping all those people. Yes, Lloyd, yes, yes. Similar with me. In that same way, Lloyd says, same for when my dad died. My dad as well, Lloyd, I feel you. My dad passed away. I mean, he was my grandfather, but he took me in, and he was my dad for literally for 25 years or 24 years in a sense. And when actually he passed away, I'm so sorry, he passed away like months, like at least almost a year ago. It feels like yesterday. But when my grandfather passed away, but who was my adopted dad, when he passed away, I got awakened. This is when I had to be real about life. This is when I got serious about teaching people, about mentoring people and helping them to understand this path, because I realized that he is someone that accumulated so much. He did, and I'm not saying he's like a millionaire, but for what he provided for his family, it made me want to have a family of my own. It made me want to evolve. It made me want to progress. It made me want to become my greatest version. It wasn't until my dad passed away that I actually took life seriously. This is why when people come to me and they just start to say stupid shit all the time, I don't take shit from anybody. Because the thing is, I know what it is to be real. A lot of people live in comfort, and I don't live in comfort. I don't thrive in comfort either. So I try to be real with them. Sometimes I feel my grandma got it easier. That's deep. That's really cool about Peep and energy transitions. Oh yeah, going back into Lil Peep, Bexy got elevated in a negative way because I believe that Bexy was a part of Lil Peep's sacrifice. So literally, it wasn't like, imagine Lil Peep on a Bring Me the Horizon song, right? You guys, imagine Lil Peep on a Bring Me the Horizon song. You know who got that instead? Bexy. Bexy also, I believe, got a song with Halsey, or Halsey also got on Bring Me the Horizon right after that, or got on one of their songs. So the thing is, when Bexy found Lil Peep overdosed, he smiled. He looked happy. Like when he found out that his friend died off drugs. If I saw my friend die off drugs, even if I was recording it, I'd turn off the recording and I'd go help him. They actually knew he was dead for an hour, and then whenever people went to go see Peep, Bexy would say, "Oh no, Peep's doing push-ups. Lil Peep's doing push-ups." Lil Peep doesn't do push-ups. He's a fucking drug addict. Like, I'm not trying to, no disrespect to Peep, but we all know he wasn't doing push-ups, and he never did push-ups really. Look at his arms. He had very lanky arms. So when Bexy misguided them, he was allowing for Peep to overdose and die. How do I know this? Channelings. When Peep died, when this isn't things that, so reasons like this is why I stripped this off and I put it on my Patreon. Peep, when X died, he came to me. He came to many people, not just me. I was susceptible to him coming to me. I was aware of necromancy. I'm actually a veteran of necromancy. I've been practicing it and performing it for about 3 to 4 years. And the dead will come to me, honestly, all the time. And I summon Anubis and I create a portal for the dead to go through. So I was one of the individuals that actually liberated X. I helped to free him out of where he was because we were very similar in age. I'm also a rapper myself. I don't put rap all over my channel, but I'm a very good rapper as well when it comes to that. I do have a few songs on my channel. So I had to liberate him and pull him out of that hell. Peep came to me, and Peep also came to a friend of mine, and we also did rituals for him to uplift him. And their essence and energy isn't as prominent in this reality, this universe or galaxy anymore, because they've actually transitioned. They've transitioned. So there's a difference when a spirit is trapped here, because they would have been trapped. They both signed contracts. Without occultists actually liberating them, they'd be trapped. I had, my friend was telling me that a witch friend of his doesn't even know Kobe Bryant, like never paid attention to it, but out of nowhere, Kobe Bryant came to her and asked specifically her to liberate him. So the thing is, everyone wants to think that, oh, Kobe Bryant, of course, he's gonna go to this person, this celebrity occultist and allow this celebrity. No. Kobe Bryant's gonna go to the only person that can help him and give him the light. And usually it's someone not doing my kind of work or something like that as well. I helped to free Kobe Bryant as well when I heard about that, because she didn't actually know how to do it. But then I heard about the story, and then I helped her astrally to liberate him in that way. Am I saying I'm doing all this myself? No, I just help. That was also for Weissel. Oh, what did Weissel say? Oh, Weissel, yeah, dude. Oh, dude, I share that. I feel you too, dude. I feel you, Weissel. It's a sort of deification. That's deep. Oh, he said BRB feeding cats. What if you're a killer yourself? I mean, I don't really want to answer, or I know you're not answering. Are you asking in general an overall question? Because the thing is, I mean, when it comes to like someone killing someone, the thing is you will definitely get thrown into the cliff off once you do that, and you will face your own tests because you did a very negatively polarized thing for yourself. I would never sacrifice an individual. I would never kill someone because that is within myself not to do that. Are there people that do that? Yes, there are people that do that, and they walk a different path. Some people are actually, I guess it's in their soul path almost to be that, but yeah. Wow, you just made me realize what happened with Pop Smoke. Thank you for bringing this. Pop Smoke is another one that I communed with. Pop Smoke is another one. I also communed with someone off of, someone was actually killed around 50 Cent a long time ago. That person walked up to me astrally and said, "Hey, yo, man, can you help me through the portal?" And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, bro, why should I help you? He's like, come on, bro, do me a favor, I'll do you a favor. And then like it was funny because I just didn't know who he was. And I was like, who are you? He's like, I'm a friend of 50 Cent. And then I was like, what the fuck? And then I helped him through the portal and that, but that was such a funny interaction on its own. I think Mark Allen Smith even says some are men to walk the path of sacrifice. Yes, I didn't really want to talk about that, but yeah, with the altar of sacrifice, some people, right? It's that book, I believe. Some people actually are meant to walk the sacrificial path and embrace that in some ways. I cannot really help anybody in understanding that because I myself, I'm not meant to walk that path. And I don't even understand who is meant to be killed and who wouldn't be meant to be killed. Because I think that you really have to understand like beyond good and evil. Because maybe you kill someone because you think that they are evil, but that doesn't mean that you know like someone who is evil to you might not be evil to another being. So this is where it's truly understanding beyond evil, beyond good and evil when it comes to that. Um but yeah, that book goes very, it gets really intense with a lot of things. Slybox, a real vampiric being, no, like the real vampiric being, I mean, there's a difference between psychic warfare and actual like sacrifice, like murder in that way. Because I mean, like, yeah, if someone comes against me with a death threat, as a vampire, I have the ability to consume their energy and just keep consuming it to cause, I could even cause physical disease and illness within an individual by pulling too much or pulling a shitload of energy out of them. And that's what it is to be a vampire. That's what it is to embrace psychic warfare with an individual that is skilled in what they know and what they're doing. Because yeah, vampires are no joke. They can consume energy to the point that like someone could be on the ground almost dying. But they can also, a vampire that embraces necromancy can also transmute death essence, right? So there's a negative to it, but there's also a positive. So if someone's dying in front of you, you can actually pull out the death essence and transmute it into life and then consume it yourself or give it to them. And on top of that, with what Weissel says, you can also what is it? You can also pull the pain out of people. Very true. Yeah, some of us do have vampiric roots. That is true, AJ. AJ Walker. Some of us are also from the underworld, just throwing that out. Got some psychic assassins in here. Philip, oh my gosh, yeah. I'm just saying the vampiric science for what it is, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, people will go engage that warfare with other people. I know people that have been death cursed before. What is a death curse? You're trying to psychically assassinate someone. Um, what was the hardest cliff off that I initiated through? Probably crossing the abyss and then my Thaumael integration. Those were probably okay, Golachab, I'm sorry, Super G. That's the one that I am not fully familiar with. Why so? Why would they hit you with why would they even try? Bro, you're such a fucking dope person. Well, or is it like actually some people might try, they see your power and they don't want you to reach your potential. So some people actually try to smite you before you get to your pure potential. Okay, wait. I didn't think it was until the death card dropped out of my deck. That's deep, bro. Jealousy. Yes, you are right, City. You are right, City. I mean, I acted naive in that moment to be like, why would someone kill? But yes, it's because of jealousy. It's because of hate. It's because of envy, like all these things. And that's also why you need to dissolve your ego, right? Because when you dissolve your ego, you're no longer jealous of another individual because you see your pure potential. You see who you're meant to become. And these are actually the things that I wanted to talk about today, was how pretty much how the community is kind of falling apart. It's falling to shit. If you notice, the right people are rising at the moment, and there's a lot of people that were doing curses all the time, that were misusing the deities and misusing the energy. Because if you throw Belial at someone and they're working with Belial, if Belial doesn't like you and you try to curse someone with Belial, Belial will fuck you up in the name of that other person. And this is also why you shouldn't engage with psychic warfare with another individual that is working with the same beings as you if you have no reason to. It's different if they come at you first, but if you have no reason to psychically damage another individual, there's really no point in doing it. I recommend if you truly want to, maybe you do need to get revenge, source the individual. Make them go through their own shadow, because that's, at the end of the day, that's more powerful than a curse, because you're making them face the things that they need to. And if you are a true initiate of the Qliphoth and understand what psychic warfare is, then their life will start to decompartmentalize and get destroyed right in front of your eyes. What if you have, okay. Had a mad ex do the same, you never know out there. Yeah, that's very true. As long as you're following your path, you are protected though, but definitely transmute the energies. I've been having dark magic thrown at me since this weekend. I have to send back to sender in the name of Hecate Anubis in Yeshua. Yeshua is more of an archetype of Horus. I have to say, so you could work with Horus to get the real energies of Yeshua. Some would call that a form of the trident gods, Lloyd. That's deep. I like that you said that. Yeah, that's deep. Okay, what if you have to kill to survive, not being dramatic, but if you're even active in business, people get ruthless and have to do to survive. I mean, if you're doing it to survive, like if so, okay, so in MMA, right? Say if I was fighting someone in a fight and it was MMA, right? Someone's paying me, the other person is signing a contract to step in the ring with me. If I fight them and just quote that I heard on a Joe Rogan podcast. Joe Rogan was talking about his mentor. Joe asked his mentor one time, what happens if someone dies? And then his mentor literally said, sometimes they die. Sometimes they die. So say if I'm in an MMA match and they're trying to kill me and I'm trying to kill them, or not really kill, but I'm trying to, win the fight. If they so happen to die during the match, that's not my fault. They signed a contract and they entered into a ring with me into pure hand-to-hand combat sport. They might have not been training as hard as me. They might have not done what they needed to achieve success in the same way. So yeah, if someone dies in that way, that is completely different. If someone's trying to harm you, harm your family, or kill you, I'm not saying to, go about that, but you definitely do need to defend yourself. See, so there are instances where these kind of things are, needed, but that's in a very different light. And you really have to judge the situation for what it is, not just, some people just want to fight people. Some people just want like blood under their hands. But the thing is, that's not justice. That's not truth, Yep, I got psychic attacked by hubby's ex. Big psychic warfare. Not my favorite time. She is Four Cats Tarot. You got some protection on you, fam. You got some protection on you. That's beautiful. Um, oh, Anubis is considered a face of Belial. Wiseful, do you have something to back that up? Just wondering, because that sounds beautiful. Like the fact, like that just sounds beautiful, honestly. Because I keep working with Anubis, and I have a month. I'm doing a really long ritual, or a really long working with Belial these next few months, and Anubis has been coming through a lot. Yeah, some dude died in combat sports, and it was 222 as you said that, as well. And when I said Yeshua, I mean the seven-horned, seven-eyed lamb with the seraphim circling, saying, "Holy is the Lord," not the little man on a stick. Okay, Lloyd, you gotta teach me about that, man. You gotta teach me about that. I gotta understand. I'd like to understand that. Okay, I'm business. I'm business. Sometimes people, even close people, fuck you over if they have the chance. You feel attached, but they still have to go. Is that why I got Samael right off the bat? Oh yeah, so talking about Samael, I mean, he's protecting you, he's most likely empowering you. He's a very influential force when it comes to the Sephiroth or the Qliphoth. He's very protective. I work with Samael as well. Any advice for lucid dreaming? Here, one second. It was the drugs she did. Yep, her mom was too participated in these attacks. Oh, that's fucking deep, yeah. Hecate offerings enough to contact her. Honey, a apple, and my love enough for her to see me calling out to her. Yeah, dude, just calling out to her in general will actually get her to start talking to you. Like the want to talk to her, the intent to talk to her is the most important and powerful thing. Um, and I'm walking the center path, and it's good to have a deity for each pillar, and there are three. That's really good. Yeah, reality checks an app is hand two I beginning for me personally. Reality checks an app, hands two I. Okay, wait. Yeah, it isn't the first time I've heard about the Anubis Belial link either. Like I kind of felt that a little bit, Kaizen. I feel you on that. I think Curtis Joseph explained it in one of his live streams before. It had something to do with the underworld and Belial's link to the abyss and Atlantis. That's powerful. Thank you for that. I will try to look that up. That is powerful. Um, so advice on lucid dreaming. If you're someone that is really good at dreaming in general, a way in which you can start to get good at lucid dreaming is doing reality checks and just check your hands to see if they're like all weird looking. And then if they're weird looking, then you know that you're lucid dreaming. If you do this enough in reality, at some point you'll appear in a dream and then you'll just do it by nature, and then you'll start to see that your hands don't look the same, like maybe they're like shifting or something. And when they're shifting, you know it's not reality. And then you can tell yourself to wake up, and then you can start to be like wake up awareness wise, and then you can start to be lucid while in your dream. So the thing is, I'm not exactly a dreamer, so I don't really have the most advice when it comes to dreaming. When it comes to lucid dreaming, definitely your sleep schedule is a part of it. Your eating habits before bed are a part of it. Meditating before bed. Definitely meditate with Hecate before you go to sleep. Meditate with her, and she'll definitely help you in a lot of ways. When it comes to lucid dreaming or just dreaming in general, she can contact you in your dreams. Talk to like Lilith, or talk to a deity that is of like a dream goddess or a dream god, like Morpheus. Actually, Morpheus is a really good what's up, Dirty Filthy Money? Morpheus is a really good dream deity to work with. I definitely recommend working with him. What spirit you talking about, RN? We're talking. I'm just finishing. If you have a question before I leave, Dirty Filthy Money, please do feel free to ask a question. Who could help with dream/astral work? That's Hecate can help you with dream work and astral projection. Morpheus can help you with dream work specifically and getting really good at dreams. Thoth can help you with your astral abilities and senses. Start to develop the body of the dragon. Start to develop the body of the dragon and integrate all your psychic senses together into one unified being. And then when you go to sleep, you're most likely going to go into a astral projection. Yes, Philip, invocations are the key to all of those kind of workings. I need to go for tonight, bro. Peace out. All one love. That's beautiful. Have a good one, Wise Soul. Have a good one, Wisdom. Also, guys, check out Wise Soul's shop. He's just Weissel, I will be getting a piece from you soon. He just started doing international shipping. I was waiting on my boy doing international shipping in order to buy something from him. So thank you for that, Nathan. Thank you for that, Weissel. Definitely check out his shop, guys. Okay, yeah, I have a question about angelic influence in the Cliff-Off. Would they be trying to bring you forward or hold you back? An archangel has been very prominent recently. So, I don't know what archangel. Hey, of course, man. Of course, man, bro. I hope you get the sales. Okay, wait, before you leave, was that claw neck? What was the sigil in the background, Weisel? I just want to know. I'm just curious. What was the sigil? Um, Okay, Archangel Michael will, some of the angels will try to hold you back because they don't want you to amass power within the Qliphothic realms, just like certain deities, if you're working with, will try to hold you back. The thing is, just have a balance when it comes to working with different spirits, and if you're in the Qliphoth, let the Qliphothic spirits have more of a hold over you. And that's also why you'd give blood as an offering, so that they can actually empower you. And if you do it with the right intention, then you're able to ascend even further. Um, but yeah, so like the thing is, like, I work with Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is a part of the Atlantean path when it comes to primal craft. I'm not an initiate of primal craft, but just reading the works and reading the books, I see Michael is a part of it. So talk to Hecate, talk to Lucifer, and just see what their opinion is on Michael and working with him. I think that that would be the most beneficial thing at the end of the day for you. Um, yeah, but some angels do try to hold you back. Not really the archangels. Metatron is a really good one. Michael is a really good one. But if you are trying to build your own empire or amass power within the Qliphoth, it's the angels aren't really the way to go. It's all what you choose at the end of the day, though. Oh, Uriel is Raziel. I didn't know that. Really good healer spirit. That's what I have to say. Okay, I got thrown into the path between Lilith and the next Qliphoth. That was not the plan. What mi- what might that be about? So you're initiating into Nama. Start working with Nama. Start working with Nama. You've passed the Lilith sphere. Now you need to enter into Nama. Yeah, okay, then Dirty Filthy Money. We do have a consultation soon. You did unlock that. So let's talk about that during your consultation, fam. Angel Radio and is eager to connect me to others. Yeah. So it's again, it's all the path that you walk, depending on who you are. Are you more positively oriented or are you more negatively oriented? Not that one is good or bad. Not that one is good or bad. Sly Boix, is Samael an archangel or demon to you? He is a dark angel. Actually, to me, Samael is a dark angel. That when you go about walking the path with Samael, he will teach you how to work with angels and demons both. Another dark angel is also Abaddon. Abaddon is actually not a demon king. He is a dark angel. You can either choose to be a daemon or a dark angel depending on your transmutations and what evolutionary path you choose to progress. Okay, so I have been on here for, I believe, 3 hours. So I'm going to get off now. Yeah, you must integrate with the shadow. So I'm going to get off now. Let me just leave some advice, guys. Okay, so right now the world is shifting, the world is changing. If you notice, as within, so without. You've most likely been walking your path and becoming who you're meant to be. The trials are going to the trials are going to take away a lot of things from you. Embrace this. Let everything fall away. Say if you go through a breakup, say if you have to switch housing or go to like a new home or something like that or get a new apartment. All these things are meant because they are aligning you through signs and synchronicities to who you're meant to become. Follow the signs Embrace the synchronicities, right? That conversation that you might have on the street or with a homeless person or with a worker, right? They might just channel something to you that completely changes your day. Maybe even I've helped you change your day with my content or my information, right? So it's truly about being receptive to the path and what comes your way in order to embrace your path, your purpose, and your destiny. And with that, guys, I hope you have a beautiful day. Peace. I'm out. I'm just gonna look at these last chats. Hey, of course, City, I got you on the live. So I hope you guys all have a beautiful day. Peace out. No, like I'm not asking for it, but know that donations are always appreciated but never expected. So if you did value the content in any way, liking the video, subscribing always helps, as well as donations really do help out. So thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for, just being here. I'm now uploading this to my Patreon. Peace. I'm out.